What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Casually FC. I am your host, Marshalldbdx, along with the Bridge 258 and Real Chris. I sound a little different. That's because I forgot my microphone at band practice. But on the topic of band practice, if you look on your pinned comments in your pinned section in the chat, you will notice that there is a link to my band, Back Pocket Alimony. We just released a brand new song on Friday, and I would love it if you guys would go ahead, show it some love, let me know your thoughts and all that fun stuff. Maybe you see a part of me you never even knew about because you didn't click on the links in the description, which, by the way, while we're here, smash the like if you haven't done so already. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever we do go live. Check out the links in the description below for my band, as well as you have the Bridge 258 and the channel there, and everyone else's socials down there. Leave a comment if you watch this in the future. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to check out the memberships because we have 4 different tiers starting at 99p. Big up to all our members. And guys, I guess let's go ahead and get this show on the road, starting off with our first story of the day, which is Chris's always favorite #1 topic to discuss.
The kits.
Leak kits. Yep, the kits. You guys already know. It's ritual here. We know
I think we're gonna go for like 20 leak kits before the actual
the
kit.
real chicken nugget Chris, the favorite thing to discuss, we all know in the chat, is the kits. So We'll look at a few angles of the kits, but from this angle, I'm not the biggest fan. So let me show you guys what I'm looking at and what I'm talking about. So this is the kit for the home kit next season. This is the leak. It looks like I'm mixing paint.
Someone dropped the paint on it.
I was, this is an interesting perspective, right? I didn't realize it, but someone had said that apparently they make these kits super like wonky because they don't want it to be like copyrighted. I don't think copyright is the right word. Pirated, I don't think that's the right word either. But they don't want it to be copied and duplicated by other companies and sell it for cheap, and it's not the same. So they make it hard to replicate.
You don't want this design, man.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. But overall, I mean, I'm not the biggest advocate for it. It's all right. Let's continue on to the next kit. We'll come back to this, I promise. So apparently this is the third kit. I can't really see it too well here. There might be more on the website here, which I'll actually see if it'll open up for me here. We'll probably see that in the next one. But this is the third kit. The third away kit with the Nike on a 90-degree angle instead of the typical.
I can't tell if it's good or bad because of the quality of like
this.
240p.
Quality's pretty bad. Yeah, 90-degree, right? Like parallel now or I don't even know.
We got to my guy Joey. Nice.
I don't mind the Nike thing. The Nike thing.
Big up to geometry.
Nice. And yeah, it's a clean kit, not like the other.
Geometry. Okay.
Yeah, because 90-degree angles and stuff.
No, I was talking to about my guy, but fair enough.
All right. I was still making a joke.
That kid looks nice as well.
This is a baseball kit, Chris. Welcome to American sports.
Why we got a baseball kit in Chelsea?
Because we got American owners. Like, it's just, it is what it is. It's just how it works now. We're gonna have baseball kits. We're gonna have football kits, football helmets. Chelsea on it.
Game? What's the point?
A Dodgers fan. I don't know.
This is a pretty good homework. I think that's pretty good homework. We have a similar version to this. I have a similar version to this from Chelsea in white. I think it's from the season before, actually, if I'm not mistaken. It's from the season before, if I'm not mistaken, actually. We won the UCL. We had this. I think it's literally in my cabinet over there.
Oh, what Will said. This club's
the anniversary kit, the one with the bars in the middle and the 100 or whatever.
No. It's literally just a white version of this one, but it's just like in like this type of like cotton.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I mean, it doesn't look bad. Like, I feel like I'd wear that to training.
I thought this might be training. Yeah, I thought this was training something.
Yeah. By the way, I will be muting in and out because as part of the background noise, guys, this microphone isn't as good as my usual, but we're gonna just have to make do because I don't want to postpone the show again because I forgot my mic. But yeah, I mean, so these kits, they're questionable. But let's continue on to the actual website for footy headlines. And I think you'll be able to get a better visual. So yeah, That looks pretty nice. That looks pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. What do you guys think?
I am a like if I was gonna give this a rating, I would give this a solid 7. I think it's a decent kit. It's not like that horrible kit.
Give it the Aspie rating.
The Aspie rating.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Give it the
that's not
Aspie rating.
No, Aspie rating maybe last season or
I like this kit.
it's a good kit.
I like this.
Yeah. I like black kits, bro. I like black kits.
I'm a fan of black kits too.
Yeah, I'm just making sure you're saying black kits, right?
Oh,
You know what, man? Just log off, mate. Log off, man.
I just,
You know what I mean?
I'm just
That is
asking
actually
to make
disgraceful. You're disgraceful behavior to your name, mate. You know what I'm saying? Just log off, man.
Huh?
I want to say,
I'm just saying.
the badge is nice. I
with the
want
T
a
at
badge
the end.
like that because the badge is actually
Yeah.
beautiful, like how they done it. This badge is beautiful. I like the badge the most. So, God, you
Yo,
throw me off
that's
with that,
insane,
saying.
dog, man.
My head's a bit light, man.
Yeah, no, I like this kit now that I see this. This is the first time I'm seeing it as well. I haven't seen this website's replicas or leaks of this. So, I mean, it looks pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. I would buy this kit. Oh, what is this?
I'm
A
not
little
fan of
bomber jacket, like trainer thing. This looks dope too. Like a nice little Chelsea bomber.
I'm not sure how that looks
Man,
in person.
I don't know about
but
the lion logo though. I kind of like
what's wrong
the
with what's
basic
wrong with the
crest.
lion? No.
It's not wrong with the lion. I just rather like the circle.
you rather
know?
on the left. You rather the left. You're saying.
No. I'm just saying, like, wouldn't you like the one thing that bothers
you
me
want
about it is
circle.
that, yeah, the circle. Like Chelsea.
No circle.
FC.
We don't need to have a circle, man. I feel like people would love to do the, you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like everyone wants like the you don't need to have the circle, man. Spice it up.
You
bro.
said
Spice it up.
so much, but very little. You're like, everyone likes to, you know what I mean, but the thing is, you know what I mean.
I feel
What
like
did
Yeah,
you
well, I was
say?
saying no, because I agree.
I don't know. I get what
You know
Dark
what
is
it is?
saying now.
you know what it is, yeah. Everyone just wants the little CFC, the little lion thing on that. Listen, let's have this have a lion. Let's keep it halal, man. Keep it. It's a lion, man. I like it like that, man.
Keep
You
it
know what I mean?
halal.
Let's keep it halal, man.
Let me show you guys the home kit too from this website, because with this website you can actually see a little more. And I mean, it doesn't look that bad. I don't like
What
the
the
back though.
fuck
I
is the
feel like this
back?
should. I feel like it should all match.
Why
If
the
you're gonna
Yeah, you know
do-
what they say,
like-
man. Chris likes it
This
in
is
the back.
weird. Hey, yo.
This is what happens with my kits, man. This is what happens. But
Hey,
like,
man.
that is a horrible. Nah, like they need to scrap this kit. This kit, if this kit is real, man, that no one's buying this.
I don't like that the back
That'd
is
be
like
blind
this.
the
You
black
could
kit.
just. Why not just have
That's
everything?
just like they ran out of like material.
I like
to
this. I like this logo.
Yeah, 'cause
I
it's
like the
circle,
logo
right?
a lot. Well, yeah, not because of the circle, but the texture and it's overall blue and like looks holographic too. Like I think it's a really cool texture on it.
This kit ain't selling more than the black one. There's no way.
How do you know that's gonna be true, Chris? You know what I mean?
Just look at this kit. It's horrible.
You know what it
Look
is,
at that.
man. I need to see it in real life, man. I need to see it in real
Yeah,
life.
I get,
And
but
I
that
mean,
back
I
armor,
need
that
the
back-
I need an IRL look. If I have an IRL look, you
Look
know,
at these IRL things though. Look at these pictures. They're actually
no,
not bad.
a bit banduli, man. I think the pictures, man. Sometimes the pictures don't. I feel like sometimes the pictures don't do it justice. By the way. So as such, I always try to,
I
make
would rate
my
that
own
kit a
decisions.
2.
Yeah, well, Chris rates everything as 2, innit? That's, you know what I mean?
No. The black
You know
kit
what
got
I
a
mean?
7, man.
Nah, if it's what this like have you seen that Canadian kebab shop? It's called if it ain't tight, it ain't right. You know what I mean? Chris, yeah.
That is
Chris,
shit.
Who
yeah,
says
if it ain't
that?
you know
What?
I've heard the
it's-
saying.
no, it's for a
What show?
kebab shop. It's a famous,
Yeah.
it's a famous kebab store like in Canada, right?
Oh, I didn't know
it's-
that.
Yeah. So I'm saying, yeah, for Chris, yeah, if it's not a certain color, it's not right. So we're just gonna have to. You know what I mean, Chris?
Best not say anything.
Damn, we're gonna get in trouble today.
That's why I said.
It's only the first topic. We're already off the hinge.
Sorry,
It's
I just
crazy,
walked
but-
into Ahmed saying, if it ain't tight, it ain't right. Just
Yeah,
walk into
yeah. It's just you walked in
bro.
a good time. Big up, Kurt.
I mean, that's what happens when we talk about kits.
Great
so
way to
we talk
start
about
the
other
stream.
shit.
Great way to start the stream.
Seriously, man. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the home kit now because I see the back. That back is horrible. I don't know why they didn't just make this the whole entire thing. Not that this was great, but
right.
like it
Yeah.
at least made it nicer. I mean, it would at least looked better if it just had it was a whole thing like that, and not just the
I
back's
wonder
just
who's
plain.
designing all these kids.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I'm not gonna lie, that is a weird one.
And I want to
I
know
mean-
who at Chelsea approves. Yeah, like this kid's good enough to be Chelsea. The designers or whatever. Horrible design.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Home
not
shirt
great.
fire. Yeah, it should be on fire. Yes, I agree.
I think the home kit, the front of it looks
X-Style
okay.
spitting, yeah. X-Style spitting, man. He said need to see it on Gilchrist to get a true idea. I agree, man. We need to see it on
Jesus
Gilchrist.
Christ, what do you mean
Let's see
by
how
that?
good
Like, why Gilchrist of all players?
Yeah,
I think
man.
the front looks dope. Okay, rather not dope, but I think it looks okay. I can get over it, but the back is what I lose. I lose it there. But the third kit, I think looks great. Minus, I wish the logo was actually like the emblem, but it is what it is. Like you can't get them all. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the away kit's gonna look like. And hopefully it's not a hot mess.
Wait,
like
was
that,
the black
first
one
kit.
supposed to be a third kit? or-
Yeah, third kit.
Oh,
Just the third kit, Chris.
Yeah.
Third kit, Ben,
But yeah,
Chris, you know,
Yeah,
Chris,
yeah.
you do realize, like, generally speaking, I think barring, one or two years, I feel like in 2000, you know, the 2017 season under Conte, and there was another season which we had a black kit. Yeah,
Yeah,
we all of our black kits are usually the third kits, basically.
yeah, they are, aren't they? And I bought
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Come on, Chris, man. You should.
Okay. So now that we looked at the kit and had some fun, let's get into serious business because this show is jam-packed. We have a lot to talk about, and we're going to go ahead and start with our next topic here, which is PSR and Blue Co. So there's been a little bit of details regarding PSR,
Yeah,
and Bully's come out with some comments in regards to the project and such. So let's get into it. Let's see what this is all about and go from there. Listen to some audio as well that I haven't heard yet. So let's go ahead and start off right here with BBC Sport reporting here that inflated academy sales, PSR loophole. This flurry of transfer activity immediately drew skepticism, but it has also annoyed some rival clubs. At least one club is so concerned that it intends to raise the matter with the Premier League. No one is breaking the rules, but questions have been raised over valuations that use the use of young players and whether this has highlighted a loophole in the league's PSR system, which can be used to limit losses. So, obviously, this is in regard to the OMARI Kellyman and the other deals that we've been doing, overvaluing players, helping out Villa with their PSR, goals, as well as looking like we're going to do something with. Well, actually, I don't know if we're going to do something with Newcastle. We'll get into that. I don't think we are anymore. But to an extent, doing something with Leicester as well and helping them out with sending our youth their way, which we'll get into that topic as well. But yeah, this is something that was brought up. The next tweet I have here is Maheta Malongo, the CEO of PFA, has called for a change to Premier League's nonsensical profitability and sustainability rules, as he believes players do not get a fair say in their futures. And I think that is something that does need to be looked into for the future of transfers. I feel like we're very limited to what we can do, and teams are broken apart as a result of these limitations as well. I think with different PSR rules, you don't have a team like Newcastle right now that needs to sell some of their best players, and then they won't be able to. They'll struggle to compete next time around once they sell their best players to make PSR rules and then have to acquire other talents and so on and so forth. You can't just build a good team anymore. You have to follow all these guidelines and stuff. And to a certain extent, Chelsea kind of gets away with that a little bit. I feel like we need to cut the transfer business a little bit more slack in regards to all this stuff. I know everyone wants to talk about, oh, Roman would have just dropped 100 mil on the player and all this and that. And like, well, he would have, and then we would have been deducted points and stuff. Like, there's a lot of finances that have been quite messy and quite strict in recent years. Let's continue on to another added part of this whole topic that we're going to talk about, which is from Ben Jacobs. Another thing to keep an eye on after the window shuts is Chelsea's parent company Blue Co, adding another team to their multi-club model. They are looking in both Europe and South America, and they could be And there could be movement before the year is out, which in regards to, the multi-club model, we still haven't found our third club. We do have Strasbourg. We have Chelsea. We want to add another one. We looked at in Portugal for a club. I believe we also looked in Brazil for one, if I'm not mistaken. There may have been another one, and I can't remember off the top of my head. What was that? Argentina. Okay. So it was Brazil, Argentina, and I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now.
Portugal.
Thank you. Jesus. Okay. Thank you, Portugal. So yeah, those three countries we were looking for multi-club model to do there. Still haven't really heard about it since then. So looking curiously into what's going to happen with that. So yeah, there's an interview here with Todd Boehly. I'll put the audio on shortly, but apparently Todd Boehly on Chelsea. But obviously our commitment is to win, right? We're here to win. Our perspective is how do we build something that has real staying power, like we have with the Dodgers. I guess, do you guys want to hear the audio on this?
Has he had a haircut?
No, I'm alright.
He got a haircut.
Oh, that's nice.
I believe the audio is probably the same thing that we just heard in the quotes. You know what? Let me just do it. Hold on. Let me mute this and let me reshare my screen. A bit more. What? You're so observant, Chris. The most random stuff. But let's continue here. Okay. So this is the audio from the interview.
Very few brands that have the reach that Chelsea has. And Chelsea is you can see it and you feel it differently because it means so much to so many people. And, as I tell everyone, the good news is the bad news. It means so much to so many people. So when things are going well, everything is great. And when things aren't going as well, things aren't as great. But obviously our commitment is to win, right? We're here to win. I think, our perspective is, how do we build something that has real staying power, like we've done with the Dodgers, and putting together, that team that is very.
We'll increase the volume, big man. They're saying it's a bit quiet.
First step.
Oh, he's maxed out.
I think putting together any team. Whenever I put together any team, right, it just takes time. That's the only way to phrase it. And I think we feel very good about the pieces that we have together, the camaraderie that the players have, and what the future looks like.
I can't raise the volume anymore. At least I don't know how to do that without it's maxed out on Twitter.
He said
typical PR answer though, really. It's nothing I wouldn't expect him to not say. Just overall, hoo-ha about this is a big club and people have high expectations, so on and so forth. Stuff we know already. So nothing really new on that department. But let's go ahead and continue on. Todd Boehly. Very few bands had their... Okay, so this is basically what we just heard. Our commitment is to win, yada, yada, yada. Whenever I build a team, it takes... Okay, yeah. Pretty much everything we just heard from that interview and that segment on Chelsea. There's another one right here too, Todd Boehly. Like at Chelsea, you see and you feel it differently because it means so much to many people. Yeah, same thing. So overall, same message. This is the same video. What do we think about the PSR rules, guys? And what do we think about, I don't think you guys have much of a say on this. This is just typical. We've discussed their views on stuff. But the PSR rules.
Talk, right? Oh.
Yeah. Well, whatever you want to talk about. You want to?
I was just say his talk is talk.
To his
reaction. The last 2 seasons we've done top 10. Now we're top 6. Yeah, we're improving slowly. Yep, we're still sacking a manager every season. I don't know, man. I wish they just ask him actual questions where they're saying what's it called, sacking the managers and stuff like that. And you think this new manager be like, can he actually get Chelsea winning trophies, or us dropping a ball on Elise or something like that, or not getting Osimhen. We're not signing any players this season, are we? So I don't know.
But this is Bloomberg, Chris.
Yeah, okay.
All these questions he gets, all these questions that he always gets asked for, sadly, are like financial advances. Unless they have actual knowledge of the football, you will never see them, bro.
Makes sense, actually. Then. Never mind.
Yeah. So a lot of these interviews that we see are from those you know, the investment interview, the business conferences and stuff that they have. So very seldomly, I would be very interested to see what would happen if it was a Chelsea oriented or Chelsea focused interview. I'm here in London, or here I'm not in London, but they're in London and whatnot. But I mean, that the time will tell. I'm sure that one day he'll be forced to like actually discuss Chelsea more thoroughly and answer some questions. I don't know, or maybe he'll just get a bunch of softballs. I don't know. But did anyone want to add anything to the whole PSR
Yeah,
thing or
for
this?
sure.
Go ahead, Curry.
You said there was one club that was very distressed about this whole player exchange. And I just want to say we all know who that club is. The whining little men up north, Liverpool Football Club. Anything to do with money, because those broke boys can't do shit. They're gonna whine and complain when every other big club is finding loopholes or spending shit. They're one of the main reasons with the whole thing with Man City, and that's why we've come together with Man City and so with Newcastle. They're always the ones leading this shit, because that management's always crying about how they're broke boys, but they have the second most successful team in all of England. They have a great fan base going, and they're winning Champions Leagues. And they're acting like they're broke all the time, and they can't pull. They could pull this. Yeah, they're not. They could pull the same shit. And they're not even vastly overspending on players like Man United do, or overpaying on wages. They only have 2 players earning over 220k base value. That's Van Dijk and Salah.
They're doing a Borussia Dortmund basically, acting like they're broke.
Dude, exactly, dude. These men aren't even upper middle class like Dortmund. They're rich. They're the 1%, and they're acting like they need food stamps, man. What are we doing?
If the fan base remembers as well for Liverpool, they had the money to buy Caicedo and they didn't spend it, so they still have that money to spend as well.
Exactly, so. They're the ones who made us overpay for Caicedo more than we wanted to. They're the ones who put in 110, and they're acting like.
Why would you think it's? I don't think it's Liverpool, to be honest. I think it's more.
Oh, dude, I know it's Liverpool. Dude, every time it's financial stuff, it's always Liverpool.
I feel like it's more likely to actually be Brighton, because they're pretty much pissed at us now. So I would have assumed it would be Brighton. I feel like Liverpool
more pissed at us.
No, but Liverpool still have the money. Yeah,
but they already got the guys there. They already got the guys there, bro. So it's
what? Who that? What's his?
Endo.
What's the guy's name? Endo. They got Endo.
No, they got the. No, but they already got like they got the new guy that they used to have now. Who's the old sporting director they used to have. The new guy yeah, right. So I feel like I don't think they would be doing that sort of stuff again at this point. I don't know about you guys.
I don't know. They are complaining little bitches. I do agree with Anhad on that one. The fan base is a little like crybaby little bitches as well. When when Chelsea steals their player, they start talking about FFP. But when they're like about to steal our player, they're all laughing at Chelsea. But yeah, I say don't hate the game. Well, don't hate the game. Don't hate the player.
They're the ones who can't even sell Curtis Jones and stuff. They're academy players. We can. That's how we accommodate for our spending finances. When we like Champions League, they don't, and they complain like they're broke. We'll sell players better, like Man United. They're apparently broke this season too. And why? Because they can't sell academy players. They let De Gea go on a free. They let Varane go on a free. At least extend his contract if you want to sell and get some profit off these guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know who it is. I think I could see it being Liverpool, but it bothers me that if it is Liverpool, because these guys do have the money. They're just stingy.
Mm-hmm.
We know this because they try to hijack Caicedo last minute. All of a sudden, they have the money for Lavia and Caicedo and McAllister in that same window. So it's a lot of horse rubbish from them. But at the end of the day, I think we do need to do something about the PSR rooms, because I think it's hurting more clubs than it is helping. I think the fact that these teams have to rebuild after they just built because they have to get rid of some of their best players to make money for PSR or meet compliance. I think it's too much to manage. I think if I'm not mistaken, the compliance also works with how much revenue your club actually makes. You can only spend a certain percentage of it. like, let's be honest, like a club like Brighton, that amount isn't going to be as much as a club like Chelsea or a club like United or a club like Arsenal. So I feel like it is unfair in the sense that I think it gives some of these teams some unfair advantages, and doesn't give the teams that could be up and coming the chance to actually compete. So big up, Joe. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm like 15, 20, in like about 20 minutes. I'm heading out to the Ecuador-Mexico game.
Nice, man. You get to see País.
I reckon that's gonna be a good game, actually.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, it's just going to be Ecuador.
You think? You think
Mexico's not been good, man.
Mexico's not good, bro.
Yeah, Mexico's not good anymore.
Mexico's really bad. That generation died, dude.
Yeah.
The generation is really bad. The generation really bad.
I mean, we're not even joking, Chris. It's
There's a
really
good mini
bad.
documentary on YouTube.
No more Hernandez.
There's a
No, like
there's a-
Canada's better than them. Like Canada are better than Mexico.
Yeah, there's a good documentary on YouTube if you want to watch it. I'll send you the link, Chris. That explains.
Bro, I'm tired of people like this guy Rainbow the God, bro. Like these guys just
Well, Rainbow is as estrogen filled as any of the people in chat could ever be. He is the epitome of reactionary fans on my chat. But hey, he shows up, hopefully drops a like, subscribes because he is chatting. So we give him the time of day.
Yeah.
After a while, I do have to you know fucking time him
tiring.
out because it's too much.
That's just tiring, bro.
No,
It's
but the
like-
thing
it's
is, like,
Here's the thing. Even if you do feel that way, the amount of energy you're spending on fucking Chelsea Football Club is not healthy for you. It's just not mentally healthy, bro. Like that's just the plain and simple thing.
exactly. I take listen.
That's
I
it.
take off season as a chance to take a little bit of a break from football.
No,
I do
you're-
like my Euros and all that, but
if you feel that way, it's cool,
Yeah.
bro. But the way that you're dealing with it, bro, is mentally unhealthy, bro. It really is.
yeah, exactly.
And the fact that you're so worried about a $30 million signing that's for the manager that they've scouted before the manager was even here is like, bro, just let the guy at least let me see how he plays before I can agree with you. Like,
Exactly. Can't be speaking facts without actually knowing how the player plays. But
like,
we'll
how
get
am I
to
supposed to know-
Kendry, or not
how am
Kendry.
I supposed to know if
yeah.
I'm supposed to agree with you when I haven't seen him play for our club or how the
Yeah,
manager
exactly.
plays at all.
We'll get to KDH because I'm sure people are. I'm sure there's differing opinions on the panel on KDH. But let's actually get into the next topic I had here, which it's about Estevao. So there's a little bit of hype on Estevao, and I kind of wanted to see what you guys thought. If you're buying into it, if you're had some reservations, I'll start off with the first tweet I have here on my screen, which is going to be from Brazil edition. Let me go ahead and actually
it's the
zoom
Brazilian
into this.
kid.
Yeah. Who do you
Yeah,
think
the
I
one
was
we
talking
bought.
about?
I forgot.
This
Yeah.
guy. Yeah,
I mean-
don't forget the next Ballon d'Or winner, bro. Okay, I'm just saying, dog. Anyway, so Neymar, I think Estevao is the big talent that is coming in Brazil football. I think he will be a genius. This is Neymar putting this man already on a pedestal, saying this is the next guy. This guy is the guy. We have more here from BBC Sport. Estevao Willian's staff has said they have no concerns whatsoever about the move to Chelsea and added that they believe a transfer to West London will give him a chance to break into the team more quickly compared to other clubs. Lastly, here, also from BBC, is his decision to choose Chelsea as the next step in his career has been questioned back in Brazil due to the confusing situation at the English club and their recent record with the young Brazilians such as Santos, Washington, and Gabriel. Yeah, I mean that's valid. I get the concern, considering like these guys haven't played in the first team yet, technically, in the season, and we had Washington that didn't actually. Washington did play in the first team, but didn't start. He had like what combined
What, 30 minutes?
fucking what 105 minutes this whole season,
If that, man.
like if
Yeah, I
that.
don't think it's that.
I don't know what the plan with that guy is. Gabriel, I can see him being a talent. He got the loan to Strasbourg, then he got hurt, and then Santos, I expect to be in first team this season. But yeah, guys, I mean, what do you think about the Santos hype, and what do you think about the concerns from Brazil? Do you think they're valid? Do you think Estevao's the guy, the wonder kid?
Bro, it's
Thoughts?
just too early to tell at this current moment. We had Pochettino, who like it took forever for him to put Nani in the team, like who's we spent decent, but like a good solid amount of money on. So like it's really hard for me to tell at this current moment. Kid's ridiculously talented, I'll tell you that. Like just from watching him, like the 2-3 times that I've watched him like live, but full 90, like he's extremely talented. But it's just too early to tell. It's just really way too early to tell. If he's good enough, he'll play. Why not?
What, next season? Or do you
Yeah.
think go straight line?
No, next season. I think next season.
Really?
Yeah, I think next season.
Yeah.
If he's good enough
No,
next season,
He's
why
a
not?
right winger,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he's a right winger.
So,
I'm-
do we just play this kid, like, say we go in Conference League, he just give this kid the run of the Conference
No,
League?
he doesn't get to Conference League. Hopefully, we'll be in Champions League, but I would be playing him in.
Oh, so
Carabao-
he'll be 18
Carabao and
when he
FA
comes
Cup.
here. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause they're all
the following
Brazilians, right?
year,
Like-
he's not going to be
like
here next
Pius.
year. He's going to be here the following.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna
Yeah.
say playing a 17-year-old player
Like
like that.
2025
man.
summer. 2025 summer is when he's arriving.
I mean,
He
the
played
what
left wing.
Neymar says, because
He
Neymar
played left
is a
wing
good
for
player.
about
Like-
like 70 minutes of the last game I watched him for.
Yeah, he did. Like, I'll be honest with you, because like I was one of the first people when the news came out on Lewis's stream, because like I watch Brazilian football because I'm a fan and I have friends there. I'm telling you, he's the best prospect. He's the best prospect since Neymar, and he's every
Better than
Brazilian-
Andrew Curry?
Yes, he's been quoted
Wow.
in no, dude. Last season, the youth manager for Palmeiras said that he's the best prospect they've ever had. Like Abel Ferreira, the manager, even said this is when Endrick is in the team before he left this season. He said that Estevao is better than him. He's like, this is the best player I've ever worked with in terms of talent. He's talent wise is ridiculous. Right now he's a bit scrawny. He's 17. I think like Pius, like once we bought him, I think there was like a strict like training regime to build him up for the Prem, and I think it's gonna be similar for him. But he's amazing on the ball. He's getting better day by day. Like the first 2 games, he was great. He had a little slump, and ever since then, he has this second highest GNA in the entire Brazilian league right now.
Oh, wow. At 17.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
He's killing it. Like he's literally killing it. And
Yeah.
and Abel Ferreira usually doesn't let these young kids into the first team right away. Like even Endrick last year, he didn't start playing Endrick until halfway through the season. And then Endrick was performing so well in the Copa Libertadores and the Brazilian league that he started playing him week by week. But with Estevao, there was no betting in period. He just played him from game week 1.
That's pretty impressive. That's a lot of faith to have on a player
And-
who was
and-
only, at the time, probably 16.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and even the youth coaches have been saying he's a better prospect than Endrick. Like their own youth like Palmeiras is thing, and he's been crowned that.
Wow.
He's been getting all the hype since forever. Like even in the under-17 squad, he was getting more hype than Endrick. Right? It's just Endrick after that time started performing in the Copa Libertadores, which is basically like the South American Champions League, so he got even more hype. But like, this is honestly the best prospect Chelsea have ever had in terms of from Brazil, like ever. Like
Wow,
nothing comes
that's
close
a
to this
bold statement.
in terms of prospects. This is
I
nothing. comes
don't
close to
disagree
this.
with him there, actually.
Nothing
Holy
comes
shit,
close
you
to
got
it.
damn.
Like Oscar at best for a prospect in Brazil is like a B plus. This guy's an A plus. This is as close to the best. This is basically the best to second best prospect you can get out of Brazil in a generation. Like Vini wasn't hyped as much as this guy.
Okay.
Rodrigo was not as hyped as
Dude,
like
this
across
is-
Brazil.
No, you know what
Across
this is
Brazil.
giving me, Joe? I don't know if you remember this, but like back in the day when Neymar was still in Santos and he came to America and did like a American tour, like the hype That it's giving me that kind of vibe. Is this kind of like the similar thing, like the hype that Neymar was getting? Endrick is getting the same
only
treatment too.
thing is like I would like this season for him is where like he really shines. Is the way that I describe it. Like remember the year in Santos Neymar had when he came up, everybody really got to see him. Like everyone knew he was going to Barcelona, but like that's when everybody really put the spotlight on him and like watched every single game, made just saw what he was doing. Like, this is that season for Estevao. Yeah. Like he has it's his opportunity right now to just show the world how good he is, and he's making fools of these Brazilian teams at this current moment. Like every single time he touches the pitch, and they play a lot. Like they're playing like every 3 days.
Every 3 days, yeah.
He's playing almost every game. Like I think he came off the bench the other day during I think it was 2 days ago. Yeah, it was like 2 days.
2 days ago. Yeah.
He came off the bench, but he's playing almost every 3 days, which is really good for him at this current moment. Like,
and the only reason he played off the bench is because he had a slight knock in the game before when he scored, and he got subbed off in the 77th minute, so they put him on the bench. Otherwise, he would have started if they didn't have a knock as an extra precaution.
He's been playing a lot of minutes, so it's like I'm just glad to see him like thriving in the opportunities that he's getting, and you could just see the talent out of him, bro. It's like why does he make these men look like kids? Is literally what you're seeing. Damn. That's how it feels, bro. Like he skipped past 4 guys, and I'm just like, why are you making these guys look like they're all grown ass men, and you're making them look like children, and he's 17. So like,
the best comparison I can give you is Rooney. Like Rooney for England, where across the country, everyone's like, this is the best talent that England have produced in their youth squad, like at a young age. Like that's what he is.
It's like, the way that they're treating him all right now. Yeah, to be honest,
there's no like rivalry about like our prospect is better.
That Yamal is because there's so many more right wingers in the Brazilian team.
Well, all this is really exciting stuff to hear. Like it's signings like this that actually like give me faith in our recruitment, because I think our recruitment does have an eye for talent. Like I saw, I'm not gonna lie, I hadn't really looked too much into Kendry Paez. I haven't looked in his games. I saw a little bit of him at the team he plays for. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. And I was like, okay, he looks all right. And then I saw him for Ecuador. And, dude, the vision on this kid is phenomenal. At his age, to know where his team is in front of him and just the playmaking he's doing is so sensational. And it's such a good signing for Chelsea. Like, I'm really excited for this kid to come into Chelsea's team and see what he can do. Santos, to an extent, too. Like, I'm excited to see what he can do, too, because you see the damage he was doing over at Strasbourg. And now you guys are saying all this is about Estevao, and we finally got that deal done. It's a hefty price tag, 50 mil for a kid that no one even knew about, only had X amount of professional appearances when
he has
when
to
he
start
did.
for it to be 50 million. So
yeah, that's whew, yeah, for it to be that high of a price,
for him to be 50 million. So
yeah, and I don't think he's going to be a flip flop. I think he's going to be a Chelsea staple. If he's this good.
For sure. They're planning for this kid in Paez to take over this team eventually. Like and Paez, composure, overall composure on the ball, composure on set pieces. You saw the penalty he took the other day. It was as good of a penalty as you could take. For your country, wearing the number 10 at the age of 17, 18 years old. Like, it's as big of a moment in the Copa. It's like as big of a moment as you can make it for an 18-year-old kid. And he goes and slots it, puts it in the corner. Just overall composure. Crazy.
And sorry, Marshall, the last thing I would say is he's in the perfect team. What I mean for Palmeiras is that's the best manager in all of South America, in Abel Ferreira. They've been dominating the Brazilian league for the past 3 seasons. They're dominating Libertadores. He's a Portuguese manager who likes the high pressing, tracking back and everything. So that European mindset is very much prevalent with the players what he expects from the players. So that's what Estevao does. He's the most, in a sense, European coach that you would want to get a Brazilian kid ready. And that's why I think Endrick will also succeed, right? So it's like, this is the best place we could have a Brazilian kid be at. Because he's in a team that's dominating, who has high expectations, which you have to meet, and who plays kind of European-style football. And Abel Ferreira. So
yeah, it's I'm excited, man. I mean, Ahmed, I feel like you might have a differing opinion, or maybe you agree. I mean, what are your thoughts?
My knowledge on him is very limited in it. So as such, you know, when I'm hearing this stuff, it's all well and good. Can't wait to see him in it. You know, hopefully he does well for us when he comes to the football club. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, fair enough. Also, your microphone cuts in and out a little bit, so you might want to move a little closer to you.
How about now? How's it sounding now?
It sounds like you're on top of it. Yeah.
Now it should be okay now. I think it should be okay now. How's this going?
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. But yeah, like, listen, I'm excited to see what happens. I mean, if you guys haven't already been doing so, checking out the Copa America and looking at the players like Endrick, who we were scouting and linked to before, you know, Real Madrid came in and just decided, hey, we're going to pay the price. You're not going to do it, Chelsea. And then Paez, obviously, looking at Paez as well, which, hey, Joe, you're going to have a front row.
I'm leaving here in a minute. I'm going to be leaving here in a minute.
You're going to have a really good view at that, which I'm jealous.
Yeah, I got a 100 seat too, bro. I got a 100 seat.
Oh, so you're like on that first level?
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. Yeah, you're gonna get like a really good view of it, and obviously let us know. Is this the last game of the group stage for Ecuador?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's like a must-win game too, so it's gonna be like
because they lost the first one.
Need at least a draw, if not, if they do, because they have 3 points. But I was gonna say, Joe, do you have like a winner for the Copa America, or you just don't know yet?
Wait, what?
Do you have a winner for the Copa America? Your prediction, or you just don't know yet? A winner.
I think it's gonna be Colombia, in my opinion. They're just so like the form that they're in, like the football that they're playing, is just it's sensational. And I don't know how healthy Messi's gonna be throughout the rest of the tournament either, because they rested him in the last game. So like that's also I'm also playing that into the situation.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on Argentina either. It's either like I think
I'm pretty sure on Argentina. They have been dominating every single match they've played.
Brazil, I'm not having it. They're not doing it.
Brazil, no. This is not Brazil anymore. So,
as Neymar.
Yeah, it's this Brazil is not the same Brazil. And I don't even think it's the player. I don't think it's the talent. I just think the manager sucks. The manager doesn't know how to get the best out of his team, and the manager doesn't know how to actually like.
He's the most mid manager Brazil could have chosen.
Dude, he's terrible. He's terrible. It's embarrassing that they couldn't score against Costa Rica. Mind you, Costa Rica did a good job defending.
Their defense actually looks decent. It's just they can't score. And they got Rodrigo and Vinny up top north.
I can tell you what happens every game. He stretched Rafinha. Rafinha gets subbed off in the 64th, 65th, 66th minute for Endrick. He pivots Rodrigo to the right wing. Oh my fucking god. Like, this fucking idiot, man.
Yo, I don't know how Jonathan sees Uruguay winning it with No, I like Brazil too, but like Uruguay, I don't know how they're gonna do it with.
I've been watching Uruguay. They've been playing well as well. I think Uruguay.
No, they got a good manager. They got Bielsa, right? And
I noticed that when I was watching.
The not the guy. Who's that manager sitting on a bucket? Yep.
Yeah. But they've been playing some good football. I'm not surprised because the manager they got and they're gonna play full on attack. It's just defensively, I don't know how well they go.
But I don't know. I'm gonna give it to Argentina. Listen, Lautaro Martinez. I hate to say it, but he's been doing pretty good for them. He's been doing pretty good for them. He's been scoring the goals, and Julian Alvarez is not. So I could see Alvarez getting dropped, and Martinez starting. And once they do that, then you could potentially see a much more functional Argentina, because they're looking like they're warming up more and more to the competition. And I don't know, man. They've been so dominant the last 3 games they played. They've been an absolute force. So I'm gonna say Argentina are probably the favorites.
The terrible thing is even if Ecuador win today, they're playing Argentina in like the first game in the tournament. So like it'll be Argentina Ecuador first game of the.
That'd be a good game though.
Yeah,
With
not
País in
without
there.
like a good striker. Like
Yeah. Valencia
Ecuador
is
just lacks a good striker, bro. Like they have like they're good in like they're good in like all the places, but at striker they're just poor, bro.
Yeah. I 100% understand. But yeah. Coming back to the topic, like, yeah, I'm excited for Estevao. We'll see what happens. Sooner or later, we will see him playing for Brazil, and we'll have more of a bigger, trial pool to really check out how he plays and his style and how he fits Chelsea.
Wait, is he on the bench?
But it's exciting. No, he hasn't even been called
No.
up. He hasn't been
Okay.
called up. Only the only
He is young.
like the only young one that's been called is Endrick, and if you want to count him, I don't even know if you can count. I don't know how
He's
old he
not
is.
really
He's,
played either.
Savino. What's
The winger.
Savio,
Yeah,
that's
Savio.
one of the-
Savio? Thank you.
Manchester City.
Yeah. How old is that kid?
He's in his 20s.
Okay, he's a young one too. So yeah, he looks good. He looked very threatening from that right wing area when he was playing. But obviously,
It gives
at that
Brazil a
point-
lot of balance, but they're
Yeah.
not. They're still not good enough to beat like Argentina. I don't even think they're good enough to beat Colombia or Uruguay right now.
Yeah, Uruguay, and Colombia have stepped up too. I need to watch one of their games because I haven't had a chance to.
Hey,
But
It's
Colombia's
good
been
competition.
balling, bro.
yeah, no, I like
Decent.
Copa America. I always do. Okay, so let's go on to another quick one here. You guys can finally say your goodbyes. It's done. It's over. The dream is done.
Is Broja gone?
Ziyech has left the club officially. Ziyech is gone from Chelsea Football Club, ladies and gents. The club have finally announced it. It's done. Some will applaud, some will mourn.
What are you doing?
Some will keep losing. The greatest, one of the greatest
What's
sound
the
clips
best
ever
thing he
gotten
did for
because of
Chelsea? I'm
Ziyech.
trying to think. What's his best?
That-
Uh,
Making
Tottenham goal.
him do that.
oh,
Tottenham
man.
goal.
The Tottenham goal was great. Yeah, the
I-
Tottenham's goal.
I thought he had a very important goal against Atletico Madrid. You know,
It
was
it-
time. No?
I think so too. Dude, I mean, he had some really pretty good goals against Man City. That
Yeah.
season we won the Champions League, pretty much putting Man City away each time he played.
You always call
In
him
my
the crazy
opinion,
face
the
he's got
greatest
fans
thing,
crazy about.
in my opinion, the greatest thing he ever did was just transfer failed. And you know, we had Ahmed actually react the way he reacted. But other than that, listen, it didn't work out. Not the player that the team needed, but damn it, he's a good player. On
It is
his
a shame.
day.
Because how old is he
Yeah.
now? Like 30 something. We just wasted. Like he was.
Oh,
He
I don't
felt
know
like
how
a good
old he
player.
is. I think
He's
he's
got him in
probably
his face now.
29 or 30 now.
I think he was in his face.
I think. I don't know.
How
But
much
you
is
know,
that
you know how
for?
it is.
Just gone.
He's on a free. He went on a free.
Oh, okay.
No, he didn't. He
No, he didn't.
Cash. He got
We just
fucked
don't know
up.
how much we made for him yet.
Undisclosed fee.
I thought the agreement was that he's gonna go on a loan for a fee, and then after his loan is complete, and we
the
did all
loan was
that and
actually
stuff-
free. No, the loan was free. The actual
Ah.
loan, there was no actual loan fee they paid for. It was only his wages they were paying. And they said if he reaches a certain amount of, like, I think it was games played or something within the contract, then they would have to pay, like, I think it's undisclosed fee to the club or the player.
Maybe a nice 5-10 million.
God, I doubt it's
Probably,
anything more
probably
than
gonna be
5.
3 million. Probably be 3
God
million.
damn.
Yeah, I think it's like chump change.
That's
I
like
don't think it's anything crazy.
show's price.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, at the end of the day, who cares about Ziyech, man? Let's move on from this fraud.
I'll miss him,
Yeah.
Coco.
Yeah,
I'll
I
miss
mean, see, look at this guy on the top of us, man.
Marshall just misses.
I mean,
all the
you
players.
always rate the dodgy guys.
Bad,
What is it,
bad
bro?
players.
Always the weird guys, man. He rates.
Like I know
It's
what's
like
wrong with you, man. How you
Ziyech,
rate like Kai Havertz as
Havertz.
well?
He rates Ziyech. He rates Havertz.
Much like Reece
Mm,
James, Ziyech
my
also
God.
was a victim of the great striker drought of Chelsea.
Ziyech
2000.
Kai
was a
Havertz is a
victim.
striker.
Ziyech was a victim.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. You know what, man?
He was robbed of so many.
He was.
You know what, man?
Yeah, no, you
I
can't
can't
remember
even say
Reece
it.
James. What the fuck?
Ziyech was a victim. Dude, I can't even. I'm doing my best Ziyech
Check
impression,
with
man.
Reece
I can't
James
do
like
it. I can't do it, man. It's like I'm over Ziyech, but like, hey, I did like him when he was here. I defended him
At least
like
you backed him, when no one else did.
I backed him because I feel like people were overly critical of him, like Ahmed. But
I
at
gave
the end
him
of
one
the day,
season.
it didn't work out.
I was being honest, bro. I was being honest. We listen. We were, as Joe says, we were victims of Ziyech. I was a victim of watching Ziyech ball. At Chelsea Football Club. I'm a survivor. I'm a Ziyech survivor. You know what I mean? I'm a Ziyech survivor, man. You know what I mean?
Move on from it, son.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I have
We were the
PTSD.
Yo, fucking Ahmed went through a fucking soliloquy on fucking Ziyech on his channel, sitting there just listening to him just on the rotten piss pretty much the entire time. And I'm just like, bro, we do not need to do this for this player. Like, he was not that bad for us. Like,
yeah, I didn't think it was that bad, but he definitely wasn't good enough.
No.
I think what hurt him the most was the injuries. Whenever he had a little bit of nice patch of form, just got injured, and then he was out for a long time. And it's like, oh well, shit. Thanks, man.
It wasn't for injuries.
And oh god, I can't. His right foot was so useless. I mean, his left foot was phenomenal, world class left foot, but like, god damn, that right foot couldn't do a damn thing.
He wouldn't use it.
Yeah, no.
He just wouldn't use his right foot. Just period.
Yeah, it was so easy to.
That's
the
what I'm
defenders would
worried
easily
about
just mark him up.
Madueke is starting to do that shit too.
Yeah, that is a good point.
I've noticed a lot of left foot. I'm not saying every left foot, but a lot of left foot.
No, you're right. It is a lot of left footers.
I don't know what it is because I know a guy who's left foot. He's just as good with his right foot. It's weird, but like, yeah, most left footers terrible.
The worst guy I've seen. He couldn't even use his right foot, man. I'm surprised he could even use it for walking. You know what I mean? Anytime the ball touched his right foot, bro, he didn't even pass with his right foot, by the way. He actually never used to pass with his right foot, literally. Like,
no, he'd always try to cut in.
That's like literally, bro.
So
what's going on, man? You're so like,
all right.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna head to the game.
The left foot. All right, bro. Take care.
Joe, enjoy, man. Thanks for coming on. You're always welcome, right, man? But yeah, so we'll move on from Ziyech, but we'll talk about Ahmed's favorite player now. We all know who that is.
Sterling.
Let's no, it's not that. It's actually his favorite player. So let's talk about the latest on Conor Gallagher. So let's go ahead and bring up what I have on Conor Gallagher here. Nothing too crazy, just some links that have been made and we haven't discussed. Atletico Madrid has asked Chelsea about the situation of Conor Gallagher and is waiting to know what Chelsea's position is. This is coming from a Relevo. Then we have here, Chelsea have not ruled out offering Conor Gallagher a contract extension because they did not want to run the risk of having him leave as a free agent in 2025. We'll continue on here. Chelsea have rejected Atletico Madrid's opening proposal of just over 16.8 million for Conor Gallagher.
What did they try?
What an actual insulting bid.
I think
it's
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Fair for Atletico is like 35 and 40. I don't.
Yeah, but that's half of that.
Yeah, I know. 16 is just too low.
That's insane. This isn't a youth player. This is like an actual starting player. Like,
I'm telling you, if Gallagher was at Atletico Madrid and we offered to like buy him, they'd be asking 45 to 50. Easy if Chelsea came knocking. Well, try again, Atletico, man. That ain't good enough.
I'm gonna be
I'd
honest.
rather keep him.
With Gallagher, we're probably not gonna find out what's gonna happen until after the Euros, if we're being honest. And again, I feel like obviously with Dewsbury Hall coming in, and the type of player Dewsbury Hall is, I feel like his time at the club is already over, in my personal opinion. So I don't know what's gonna happen, honestly. But again, he has all the power right now. If you're being truthful.
He does. He just has to, wait out his contract.
Is he better than Gallagher, do you think? Because I haven't really watched him.
He is.
Yes.
100%. He's
Really?
definitely better than Gallagher.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. I better look for that.
Yeah, I mean, I needed to watch one game with him to know that. That's it. Like,
really?
I saw him play a few times, and he's better than Gallagher. He's more composed, better touch.
Chris, he won man of the match against us this season. He won man of the match against us. He was our best player.
Yeah. Wait, he was actual man of the match? Like the man of the match?
Well, no, because we beat them. But like he was their best man, their man of the match. Yeah.
I mean, like we gotta look at like Aston Villa. You know, Premier League's where the money's at, not these fucking clubs at Atletico Madrid. They offer like 15 million. Borussia Dortmund offer like 2 less for Matson or whatever. Go to Aston Villa. See if Aston Villa pay 40 to 45 million, and if they're willing to pay that, then send to Aston Villa. Aston Villa can do good use of him.
Yeah.
Way better.
Again,
continuing on
Dewsbury
here.
Hall is the complete version of Gallagher. You know what I mean? He
More
has all the missing
talented.
parts. He has all of the missing parts of Gallagher that you like.
Does he do the run?
Yeah, he does.
That's why it is the more complete version, Chris.
Yeah,
The
well,
Nick Purewell came out here and said Conor Gallagher is understood to hope that one possible byproduct of strong personal Euros would be to have a positive impact on how he is viewed at Chelsea. Listen, it's very, very possible that he could actually get an extension at Chelsea. I think because I think it's like right now the board are at a point where it's like, okay, either I extend him or he goes on a free. So I think it's possible that they are going to actually extend just so he doesn't go on a free and then reevaluate when the extension is done. That's the way I see it. That might be the best strategy to go because I think he really likes Chelsea. He doesn't want to go anywhere. So he's going to stay and run down his contract. But if he doesn't play, he doesn't play. That's the thing. That's up to Maresca. If the board tell Maresca we don't want this guy to play because he doesn't want to sign, I think Maresca will listen and he will not play. He has Dewsbury Hall. He has other players he can use.
If we don't sign him on a contract, we really should try push him out. Even 35.
By the way, there's a rumor going around that I was reading from one of my sources about a certain striker might be going for that I used to watch.
Your sources.
We'll speak
Get
on
your
that.
tinfoil hats on, man.
Bro.
We'll speak soon.
His sources, he said.
My source is very reliable. You know me, bro. I'll show you what my source is.
The custodian at Strasbourg.
My sources are more reliable, though.
My sources are very reliable.
I don't know. How spicy are they?
Spicier than what you can ever eat, Chris.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that joke. He's joking. He's joking. He's joking.
You lost me. You lost me on that one.
No, he said I'm joking. He literally said I'm joking. Yo, rest. I've never said that before.
Oh, I wasn't even reading. I'm just highlighting certain comments. But yeah, like with Gallagher, like again, I've always been he can go or he can stay. It doesn't matter to me. I think he's a good squad player, but that's about it. I'm not gonna cry and lose sleep over him. He wasn't our best player.
Signing, bro.
He clearly wasn't
He's
our best
actually
player.
This is the new sign that we've just attained. He's pointless right now.
Yeah, exactly. With Dewsbury Hall, which we're actually going to get into Dewsbury Hall very shortly. But before we do, ladies and gents, as usual, there's over 80 of you watching on YouTube right now. Be sure to smash up the likes as it does help out with the YouTube algorithm. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Lastly, also, you will see and notice that today we have a certain link in the pinned chat. That is the link to my band's new song or my band's links and streaming services where you can listen to the new song that we just dropped on Friday. So you guys know why I'm such a busy bee. It's because I'm making many things happen in many different hobbies. But yeah, check it out. It's in the link in the description. It's in the link in the pin of the chat. And let me know your thoughts. Honest thoughts only. That's all I want. Honest opinions. But okay, this is the part where we get into the meat and potatoes of stream, guys. This is what you guys wanted us to talk about. This is what you guys came here for. Let's go ahead and start discussing. And let's discuss the now here we go for Dewsbury Hall. Here we go. It's done. He is a Chelsea player. Like that.
We're not certain.
If only we can do all our deals that quick. So let's get into the news, and then we'll discuss. So right here we have the first tweet from David Ornstein. Breaking: Chelsea have contacted Leicester City to express an interest in signing Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall has given his green light to Chelsea move after the formal step to inform Brighton about deal collapsed earlier today. KDH keen on the move, personal terms not an issue. Talks ongoing between clubs with players included, but in separate transactions. So this is the part where I kind of came to the conclusion that, okay, I'm seeing a strategy now. So we have all these players so that we can actually start to use them for leeway and leverage in transfers. And we've been seeing it with the Kelly Man thing. We're seeing it now with this. Listen, don't quote me. Take it with a pinch of salt. I've been wrong before because these guys always throw a wrench into things that don't make any sense. But I'm starting to see now why we have so many youths. Not only because we want to flip them for profit, but we can also start to use them towards managing transfers, which is actually kind of smart. I'm not going to lie. But let's continue on. So we have here Fabrizio also saying, understand swap deal between Leicester City and Brighton for Dewsbury Hall is set to collapse. Despite medical book, the deal is currently off after Chelsea call yesterday evening. Dewsbury Hall waiting for Chelsea want to include players in the deal. Damn. So all it took was a little call from Chelsea, and he was like, hey, Brighton, Tony, Bloom, fuck you. I'm out of here. Leaving. We continue on. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall is believed to be keen only on a move to Chelsea if he is to leave his boyhood club, Leicester City, which I think makes sense. You want to obviously upgrade to a much higher echelon club, which I know Chelsea haven't been running that way, but historically we've always been one of the best clubs in London, so it's a big opportunity for him to move. I'm sure it would have been the same thing if it would have been Chelsea, or not Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, Spurs, so on and so forth. We continue on. He's valued at £35 million, according to Ben Jacobs. He's also waiting for Chelsea, who want to include players in the deal with Leicester, which is a big portion of this news, which we'll get into what the player is and potentially will be. Continuing on, so we have news here saying that potentially Dr. Fofana, Casade are among players being discussed for the potential Kiernan Dewsbury Hall deal. Chelsea approached Leicester City for Kiernan Dewsbury Hall with plan to include players in their formal proposal, and a swap deal move to Brighton has collapsed. So we continue on. David Dr. Fofana and Armando Broja are unlikely to accept being part of the KDH deal. We move on. David Ornstein reporting breaking. Chelsea have submitted an offer to sign KDH from Leicester. Chelsea have not met Leicester's £35 million valuation for Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. KDH is keen on Chelsea move. Leicester are also interested in Cesare Casade, which we will discuss Casade's future in the next Casually Chelsea show, which we'll probably have the following Sunday because this Wednesday is a call-in show. But we continue on. Enzo Maresca has also approved the decision to proceed with Kiernan Dewsbury Hall for Chelsea. Already yesterday night, CFC manager spent good words for KDH as ideal option for the midfield. Negotiations ongoing between Chelsea and Leicester City. Deal depends on the clubs. Now, people took this part to heart and have run with it all over Chelsea YouTube and Twitter, and we'll come back to that and actually address that because I feel like a lot of people out there are really fucking dumb. So we continue on. There's still plenty of doubt in the Dewsbury Hall Chelsea deal. There's no request from the new manager Enzo Maresca. It's a recruitment driven. It's a team recruitment driven. You'll see that once again repeated later on. We move on. Conversations are still ongoing for Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. Chelsea are still trying to find a way. The player has delayed his holiday and is waiting. Chelsea wants to include players and still wants to write deal structure. Now we have here Chelsea have made personal with same value as Brighton for Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, 30 million fee. In that case, there was motor as part of the deal. Now there will be Chelsea young talent Michael Golding to join in separate transaction. KDH wanted Chelsea medical today. And that being said, we have one bit of news here as well. Chelsea are still trying to find a way to sign Dewsbury Hall, include player, and find a good structure. Chelsea recruitment team said that this is a good opportunity. It came from the recruitment team, but Maresca approved it. Maresca did not go and ask for him. And then here we go. Here we go that you guys, or some of you guys have been waiting for. Where's my horn? What the hell? Oh, here it is. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall to Chelsea. Here we go. Player on his way to medical today ahead of contract signing. Deal valid until 2030. So 2030, a 6-year deal for KDH at Chelsea. Reunited with Enzo Maresca. Chelsea to pay fee around $30 million to Leicester City after final rounds of talks today. Kieran Dewsbury Hall is scheduled to complete a Chelsea medical today, and personal terms are in place on a contract until 2030. He's regarded as an ideal fit for the style of football Chelsea want to play under new head coach Enzo Maresca, which makes sense because he already played with Enzo Maresca. Dewsbury Hall is seen as more attacking than Chelsea's other midfielders, and they like that he is left-footed. Chelsea unlikely to follow up on Archie Gray interest this window, coming from Matt Law. And lastly here, Brighton understood to be frustrated after Dewsbury Hall already passed his medical to join the team, joined them this week, according to John Percy of The Telegraph. Guys, whole lot of news there, a whole lot of saga that happened. All this happened just within a few days of each other. And there you have it. Dewsbury Hall is now a Chelsea player. And to go back to a previous point that I said here, which was this one. Maresca did not go and ask for him. Listen, obviously there's blatant lies out there in the media about, oh, Enzo wants this player. Enzo needs this and that and that. Listen, they're going to say that. But you have people out there saying like, oh, but why are we getting players from Maresca now? When we said earlier that we weren't going to. Well, we're not going to. We still haven't. I think it's very safe to say that even though Enzo Maresca isn't a manager, as a head coach, he probably gets asked about his opinion on what kind of profile you want, what kind of player you want. Like, he still has a say. It's not the final word. It's not what's going to happen. He's not going to get any player he wants specifically. But because if I remember correctly, we were linked with Dewsbury Hall last season as well. So this is just a continuation of that interest. So with that being said, yeah, no shit. Maresca played with Dewsbury Hall. He had the player. He knows the player. He knows how to use him. Of course, they're going to ask Maresca, hey, what do you think of this player, his character and stuff? Can you vouch for him? You used him last season with Leicester. Obviously, they're going to ask him. And obviously, he's probably going to say, well, depending on his answer. But in this case, he said, yeah, I like this player. He's a good player. I think he fits exactly what I want to do. It's not that he asked for the fucking player and now he got it. It's like other people want you to believe. It's like this agenda is so ridiculous that some people have. But at the end of the day, cool, we have him. My opinion on it, I think it's excessive. I don't think we need a player like Dewsbury Hall when considering we have so many players in that position already. I really would like to reinforce on that left wing. I really would like to reinforce on left back. Why haven't we heard anything about a goalkeeper? Like, I don't want to stick with Sanchez, and I would hate to see Maresca actually try and see what he can get out of Sanchez, only to fail. I'm not going to say he's gonna, but I would hate to see it.
Wait, when Sanchez might be back up?
I think Sanchez would start.
I feel so bad for Petrovic if that happens.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it, but I think, in my opinion, like, okay, good. We got a good player, right? I don't think he's like top class, world class. I think he how old is he? He's 25, right?
He's 25 years old, yeah.
Again, an older player that we paid money for, so there's that whole we're only going to get use, model that people like to tout as well. No, we'll get older players too, experienced players as well.
How much is he?
Just not as often. Million? 30 million euros. 30 million. Pounds. 30 million.
Yeah. And then we're sending a player. Gallagher for 40 million or something. That's just a Gallagher replacement.
And we're sending a player their way, which we'll talk about him right next. Yeah. For 5 million, is that the price come out on that?
So technically, for 5 million, that's So basically, getting Dewsbury Hall for 25 million, basically.
It's not bad. I do get what Marshall said.
This is a youth player I haven't heard too much about, so it's not like he's this overhyped youth player that we were like highly rating.
Fair enough.
What I know right now, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember we were linked to him last season, so this is just a follow-up link, and I think he's a good player. I just think it's unnecessary. I feel like we're already so stacked on that position. Like, I know he's an 8 technically. He can play as a cam.
He's a box.
Yeah, kind of like a box-to-box, which I mean, you have Lavia, you have Caicedo, you have Enzo, you have Carney, you have.
Well, Lavia's a box to box, right?
We gotta see.
I know he's a different style, but I'm just saying, like, midfielders in general,
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
for example, we're gonna get rid of Gallagher. Ugochukwu's gonna go on loan. Cassidy looks like he's gonna be sold or go on loan. So that's already 6 midfielders, right? Like we have 6 midfielders now.
Wait, you really think Ugochukwu going to go on loan?
Oh hell yeah! You
Yeah,
kidding
I
me?
think
Yeah,
he
yeah,
might.
yeah, yeah.
I
Hell
think
yeah,
okay.
Poch just really
because,
wanted him.
because reports are, if we're basing on just reports, Santos they want to keep. Like Lavia, they want to see how he does. And apparently for Carney, we're not going to sell him unless Milan put a bid in that's for a good amount of money. And we got Carney for 20 million. So if they're not putting in 35 to 40, it's around 20 million. And if we don't get anything around 35, we're not going to sell him anyways. And Milan are never going to pay that money. We know how other leagues are. So, and we already have 6 players, right? It's going to be Enzo, it's going to be Caicedo, it's going to be Dewsbury Hall. That's 3. Then you have your Lavia, you have Carney, and then you have Santos.
You must remember, Marshall, injuries always happen every season.
Yeah, and we have 70 games.
We're more
and we have 70
competition.
games. Yeah, we have 70 games almost.
So,
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, I
hear what you say.
I was kind of shocked by
we
it.
need another left winger.
Yeah.
We need another striker.
Yeah.
No, we will,
yeah.
but for the goalkeeper,
I'm sure
the
we'll
reports.
get those positions hopefully.
Yeah, and the reports were Marshall with goalkeeper like earlier on that we're gonna see how Sanchez does, right? Because he's gonna be our guy, and then based on preseason or what Maresca thinks, we might go for a goalkeeper as well. It's just not gonna be right now. And for left backs, like we're looking at a left back / center back in Calafiori, but nothing's gonna happen until Italy's kicked out of the Euros. Like a lot of big teams are waiting for teams to be kicked out of the Euros, so I don't think anything's gonna happen until like the 14th.
God,
That reminds me, though. I mean, before you go, Chris, hold on to your thought real quick. That reminds me, and we'll talk about it more in the next show because I just forgot. I forgot about that story. Apparently, Santos asked to be loaned because he wanted to play. He didn't think he was going to play ahead of he wanted game time. So that makes a little bit more sense as to why he was loaned out to the clubs he was loaned out to, and why Ugochukwu ended up not getting loaned out. So it's interesting that we listened to the player for that one. I'm not gonna lie, but I guess I can't see Ugochukwu getting loaned out. I'm just kind of surprised to hear it because I'm used to him being in the first squad now. You know.
Okay, what I was gonna say anyway. Why does Sanchez start anyway? Like, why does this manager want Sanchez?
Because ball playing, and Petrovic is.
We've seen his ball playing though.
Yes, but he's still technically ball playing, and that's what he's known for. So that's what Maresca's gonna prefer, right? Because reports are
if he's known for his ball playing, I think Sanchez should retire then.
Yeah, no, because reports are he prefers.
He's gonna find out. I think he's gonna find out badly.
Yeah, no, I agree. He's gonna find out during preseason, and that's when we're gonna go for a goalkeeper.
Hopefully, is that soon? Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's sooner.
Hopefully he does fuck ups in preseason because I know he's gonna do fuck ups in the Premier League.
But what do we think about the Dewsbury Hall deal? Now it's done. What are your thoughts on the player?
I think it's good, but I think it's a great signing, to be honest. Experience, Premier League experience as well. Good age range, good decent wages. He's a number 8, a box to box who can actually score and is good with the ball too. So like the opposite of Gallagher. So it gives us flexibility in terms of that too, and he can play deep. Like I think against us, he played a deeper role technically, so he can play deep if need be from time to time. So I think it's a decent signing. But what do you? Sorry, I'm doing your job, not trying to do your job, Marshall. But what do you think?
No, do your thing.
Because I think me and Chris have been speaking. So what do you think on this? We can't hear you.
Sign language. I know a little bit, so.
You want to speak?
Yeah, go. We can hear you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, we're asking for you to speak, bro, not me.
No. We asked you.
He asked you. He asked you your
I
thoughts.
I
was going to do the same anyway, so yeah.
I was so confused. Yeah, okay.
I feel like you're like 50-50 on it.
Before I speak on the signing, I just think about just the target in general. I get maybe if we're trying to move on Gallagher, for example, bring on Dewsbury, right? I can understand that. I just think the issue I have is that I don't think that was a position that needed to be looked after. That's the issue I always have, by the way. Was that a position that needed to be really looked after, and was that necessarily like a priority? That's where it comes down to for me, more so than anything right now. And I think for me, you know, would I take bringing in Dewsbury Hall if I had to lose someone like a Chukwuemeka, for example? Because I feel like the DiMarzio news, which is like a loan of an obligation to buy, probably makes a lot more sense. By the way, yeah, if they do like a loan, but it's obligation of like 30 million basically.
Big up TJ.
Right,
For
a
becoming
loan
a
by
member.
obligation of 30 million for him makes sense because that's the sort of money that they could actually spend. Yeah, and we brought it for 20 million. That's 10 million in profit for a guy like Chukwuemeka. So I don't necessarily believe that's I don't really feel like I want to lose him.
Sorry, Ahmed,
Yeah.
question for you. But would they pay the 30 million when they're struggling to pay 40 million for Zixi? It's only 10
You know,
million
no.
difference,
So
right?
the
That's
issue
it.
of Xerxes is not actually the actual fee.
It's
bro.
the agent fee. It's the agent fee.
Yeah, that's it, bro. Like it's not so they don't have an issue with Xerxes, like the actual fee to visit the agent dickhead for some reason asking for more money. So that's all it is, more so than anything else. So I think for me fundamentally that's the issue I have more so than anything else. Like I understand Ugochukwu maybe goes out on loan more than likely. I hear that Cassidy probably is going to be sold. I can see that as well too, right? That's more than likely the scenario anyway. The fact that it's already been reported there's European clubs that are eyeing to get him now to for the team makes more sense as well. So in general, I get all of that, but I still feel like I think the issue of Dewsbury Hall, yeah, is that I like Dewsbury Hall. I think he's a good player. 30 million is a good signing in general. But does he improve the bench of our team, boys? Like, I would say
Well,
yes,
actually,
right?
Yes.
I was going to ask you
Yes.
this, Ahmed, and the rest of the panel. I think Demon Nat has posed a really good question here, or at least statement. We don't have the whole profile. No issues with bringing him in. Do you guys agree with that? Because I feel like Enzo is that kind of player too.
No. Gallagher is meant to be that profile essentially, but the thing is, Dewsbury, as I've said before, is a complete version of what Gallagher is actually meant to be.
So is
right?
that the
So-
improvement in itself then? If we sell
So-
Gallagher for more?
But I think the issue becomes, yeah, and I'll say this, yeah, Dewsbury himself is a good player. He definitely improves our bench, but the issue therein becomes the starting lineup, right? If we are to, let's say, play a 4-3-3, and Dewsbury has to be a part of it, right? And then where does Nkuku fit into the equation now? Because we've got another guy there. We've brought in for a certain amount of money there too. Like, let's say if we do like start a Mudrigo starting on the left, then it's a Madueke more than likely is going to be actually Palmer on the right. Are we playing now Jack and Nkuku to be a false 9, even though we're targeting a starting number 9, right in the market too? So like, I'm not sure what's going on with the Nkuku situation either, because for me that adds a bit more of a weird scenario to it. But like the player in general, good player. I wouldn't deny that, by the way. Like again, all of us here would say that he's a good player. It's just that, is he a floor raiser? That's the question you got to ask yourself. And I'm not too sure, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's a floor raiser either. I think he is a good player. I think he does, help bolster our squad overall. But yeah, like I like you were saying, I can't disagree. I think I agree with pretty much everything you said. I mean, Chris, I don't know if you have a different opinion or even know much about this player at all.
No, I just know he's box to box and he's aged around 25. And I have seen him play a couple of times, and he used to play in Premier League, of course, but I didn't know really too much of him then. But if we start Gallagher and obviously bring this guy in, it's the right move. If he's the improvement of Gallagher, he's more complete in Gallagher, that's the right move. We're in more competitions. I don't mind this signing. He's not a lot of money, so that just like confirms our last spot. We'll go like sign for a midfielder. Surely we don't sign no more, because we've got our two main midfielders, obviously Enzo and Caicedo. They're our two main ones. Then you got Lavia and what's his name, Dewsbury Hall competing, for rotation and everything. And that's good competition. I do like that. It's just we need to sign other players in different positions, but the transfer window's not over yet. So yeah. I do agree with what you guys said about it as well. So,
You know what the issue
Yeah, I
is
mean-
now?
Go ahead.
We'll talk about it more so when we get to some other signings, because there's one signing that I'm like been advocating for, that hopefully it looks like the club are trying to chase after in a certain position. But like in general, like the targets we've been signing, and I think the type of signings that we necessarily need as of right now, which is now June 30th in the UK, right? And in the US too. they've been a bit underwhelming. You know, they're not signings that I necessarily expected. Let's not get it twisted. Tosin on a free, yeah, he's a great player. But if we're being honest, if all of the guys are fit, yeah, and Fofana's good enough, he's gonna be Fofana's gonna be our starter, right? Realistically speaking, Wesley Fofana will be our starting RCB. Right?
Is he even ready to come back for Fofana still?
Yeah, he is.
He's still going through rehabilitation, but he should be ready by.
He's gonna be
maybe
next
next year.
He'll
Like
be ready.
Rehabilitation as like he's still going through the steps. He's going to play with the U23s and then go.
No, he's
Yeah,
preparing for
for a
preseason. He's ready, but he's prepping for preseason for 1 week.
Hopefully we don't rush him in either because
because the under 23 start earlier than the first team basically.
Okay.
That's why.
Got it.
But like again, you know, he probably starts there. Tosin really is just a bench option, realistically.
that's still good.
And so is Disasi, right? No. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm saying like the guys that we've brought so far. So he's more right. And then obviously Dewsbury Hall can potentially be a starter for the team. Can also improve the bench, right? Let's not get that twisted. But like the issue is there's like the positions that we actually need to solve right now are not being solved. That's where the issue is. And I feel like the players you're even going after are not even in the Euros. Like maybe other than Calafiori that we know about, yeah, every single other person, right, that we've targeted essentially, like the vast majority of them are not even at the Euros, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. The players have been underwhelming. Like, don't get me wrong. After what you guys said and after all the research that we've all done on our behalf, Estevao is exciting, but it's not something that we're going to see until 2 years from now. Kendrick Paez, yeah.
Sorry. So I'm gonna. Olise isn't either. I think again, Olise is just a luxury signing though, Mason. So again, you know, even I'm a big even though I'm a super fan of Olise. Olise would be a luxury signing for us, Mason. That's all it is, bro. More than anything else, right? But I feel like the issue we're having right now is just that. Again, it may change in 2 weeks, but again, you know, preseason for us is starting next week. Maresca is probably gonna have his interview and stuff tomorrow because it's July the 1st. That's his first day on the job. So you'll probably see Maresca videos tomorrow, right? So 1 week away, I'm not really seeing anything that much happening in the market. Like we're seeing links, everything like that. Even right now, someone said Matthias Tell. Like my brother just showed me that we might be potentially looking at Matthias Tell. And even Matthias Tell, you know, if we are going by what the alleged wage structure is and like the stuff that we won't go above if we don't have the data otherwise, we're not going to be able to get Matthias Tell either. So it's just what I want. I'm gonna say I'm a bit unhappy as of now, but I'm gonna wait and see until the end of the transfer window to see what happens. But right now, very underwhelming, I have to say.
I mean, the thing is though, you're gonna have to wait until after the season.
And the thing is, and again, I think also Deminant's point about we have to wait until July the 1st. Deminant, the reason why I disagree with that personally, this is the Ahmed Abdi hot take here, is because we can start negotiating these deals and we can just sign these guys after July the 1st. It's a very simple process, my brother. Like we don't need to wait until July the 1st to start negotiating with these guys for the new PSR new deal. We can just say, okay, we can negotiate. Okay, we'll do this deal. Okay, this is done. When it gets July the 1st, July the 2nd, we'll just sign it then. That's cool. Just having agreements already undone, and we're not even doing that either. So that's why for me, guys, more so than anything, you know, I just want us. I feel like, you know, I want to see us sign, you know, better targets. Does that make sense? Better targets. I don't want experience. I don't want experience targets. I want consistency targets. That's the.
But let me.
Yeah.
Okay, I get your argument of the targets that we need, like the left wing, goalkeeper, left back. Like I understand the neglectfulness in that, and I agree with you 100%. But I mean, if we're talking outside of those positions, what are the better targets in your opinion then?
The issue is, can you like reiterate that point for me a bit more so I can understand?
So like, do you mean like better targets like on Nico Williams, or better targets like Lamine Yamal, or you know, we probably should have closed
so
off
like
on,
less than, you know, so you know, like, you know, when I'm hearing stuff like Maximilian Bayer, when I'm hearing targets like he's the other one, the Canadian striker, for example. Some of those guys, Jonathan David, right? Some of those guys, you know, I'm like, they're not improvements on the first team. That's the fundamental issue that I've got. they're not improvements on the first team. And if we're trying to improve the first team and get top 4, that's the issue, isn't it? Like, that's just a striker scenario, bro.
Continuing on the striker scenario, right? Like, we're talking about targets, right? I know we're going to talk about Guiu, but you're probably not content with Guiu, obviously, and we probably are still going to go for another striker. But would you have been happy if we got Sesko?
I would have been content because I feel like Sesko is a very similar signing to Jackson in terms of ability and everything like that, right? So I wouldn't mind having Sesko there. I just think
because for a lot of people, it's like Sesko was not that guy.
So
the
for
longest
me,
time,
again, I feel like when people say high level targets, I feel like they may assume that I'm saying I want the best. I'm not necessarily saying that. I want guys that we've seen quality from, like some level of good quality from. Maybe a year or 2 or 3, they're gonna be cooking. That's what I'm asking for.
But Ahmed, you're saying the Bayer kid, and you're saying no one in the Euros. Bayer's in the Euro squad for Germany.
I said, vast majority, bro. Vast majority.
No, I agree, but he is, right? And you're saying you're happy with Sesko because he's not happy, content, with Sesko because he's similar quality to Jackson. Then Bayer is as well. He scored more goals than Sesko. He has 16 in his first season in the Bundesliga. He's costing 30 mil at the age of 21.
The issue is the issue of Bayer is that I think he's a little bit too similar, I would argue, to Jackson. He's almost like I hear when people were talking about Isak, for example, as well. Isak's another example of this where a lot of these targets are very, very similar, if that makes sense. That's the issue I'm having more so of like a Maximilian Bayer. And again with him, he's done it 16 goals in the Bundesliga the first season. I also have slight FOMO from Timo Werner when it comes to some of them. You know what I mean? The reason why I'm not the only difference with like Sesko is that I've seen him do something like at Salzburg, and then when he's come to the Bundesliga, he's done it too. That's the only difference. Okay. And you know what the issue is too? Like, we need to be improving the first team. Like, I feel like that is the problem. Like, I think a lot of us would agree there are points where we have to improve.
Left back for sure.
We have like Cucurella. Listen, I'm not even saying Cucurella shouldn't be the starter. I think Cucurella have been a starter as of right now isn't too bad of an option. But if you can bring in a guy like a Calafiori, right, in his position, it will fit the wage bill quite well. Even the price range for the club is pretty much suited to what we do usually. All right, that's great, right? So, but then in the left wing, I understand the left wing scenario in regards to Mudryk and Sterling. Like, right? I think for me personally, maybe okay, let's say I can't bring a starting left winger, but why not let me bring in someone like a Desiree Doué, a guy that can play in both the left wing, the middle, and even on the right, can help improve my complete line in general. And he wouldn't cost me that much. And the wage wise, he would be quite cheap at the end of the day.
But if you have a Desiree Doué, that's very familiar to how Nkunku is. Nkunku is a left wing who can play as a behind the 10 striker who's a midfield.
Do you know why I would say that, CP? Do you know why I say that, CP? Because I would just prefer let's not go for a striker, right? And let me just play it in Nkunku false 9 for the season. Let me play it in Nkunku false 9 this season alongside a Jackson, and then I can at least have a Desiree Doué there who predominantly can play on the left wing, because I don't think Sterling and Mudryk, at least in my personal opinion, are going to improve. Yeah, even though I know Maresca's worked with a guy like Sterling before in his style of play, I just don't see them reaching that level. Desiree Doué can play on the left wing for me predominantly, and I can at least have Nkunku, who I know is a definite goal threat and can score goals consistently in front of goal.
But then can't you say the same for him playing left wing? He can play left because the performances he had at the end of the season was on the left side whenever he got subbed. But he's still doing well. He was still he got the goal.
You know what I would do?
That left wing,
but right? the issue for me, bro, is that okay, even if I say let him play left wing, right, then Madueke is going to be literally Madueke will be forced to play right wing, right? Palm will be probably playing the 10, right? But then that would mean for me, I don't have a backup right winger. Right? I don't have a backup.
No. Palmer's not playing the 10. Palmer would be playing the right wing. Because right now, if we got Dewsbury Hall, then what are we? Because then the way it's sounding is like Dewsbury Hall is gonna start right now in Maresca's system, at least in the beginning, because he's gonna be the best guy to know the system and to know what passes to play and where players should be and strikers and so on and so forth.
I agree.
So I think in the beginning of the system, like, yeah, I think he might be like slowly phased out, maybe. Like, if Palmer understands the intricacies and stuff of that more. Because Maresca is the one who made Palmer go from a 10 to a right winger. So it looks like he's going to, if the guy who made me a right winger a season ago is coming to me, then I'm assuming he's going to play me right wing. So I think Palmer's going to play right wing, and then Dewsbury Hall is going to be there. So your backup is Madueke on the right wing. And then your left could be Nkunku or Jackson as your left winger, if you're saying that, right? Like, why do I need a Desiree Doué? And he only got minutes he only started getting minutes near the second half of the season. It's not even like he was a consistent starter.
The thing is though, right? They're targeting a player in that position. So unless I'm hearing differently, that's why I'm saying Desiree Doué for that position.
No, I get that, but then what doesn't make sense is like the same criticism that we've been giving Clear Lake for, like, why are we buying this player who's just on hot form, who's so young?
Well, you know me, CP though, bro.
No,
I'm
not saying you,
though,
but I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
he just started playing in the second half in that position as well, getting more game time in that position. He's a young kid again, so it's like, okay.
You know what it is, CP though. I feel like, because I kind of understand what the club is trying to do now, and like I've come to just accept it. I just look at players that can work in that wage structure, and the money they're willing to pay for these guys as well. And in the position that we're looking at, the left wing, because of the fact we're looking for a right-footed winger, right? I'm just thinking, we already got Mudryk and Stan that who are on high wages. Who can I bring in for the cheap? Who I believe under Maresca can improve and has got the skill sets to do so, essentially.
That's fair enough, but then I could say the same for the striker position, right? Like, I know me and you will have disagreements on David, but that's an experienced player who has Champions League football, who has also played in the Europa League and the Conference League. He scored 20 plus goals. You could say he's not good enough, but he definitely raises the floor because we had no backup for Jackson.
But you know what it is though, CP?
And the same thing we have for Fofana is we have for Nkunku, where we don't know if this man's going to work with one leg or not, because he's been out for a season.
You know what it is though, CP? The issue for me, more so with David, is that I feel like the ceiling with him is quite low. That's the reason
But he raises the floor. I understand. I completely understand.
But like, how much?
He raises your floor.
But how? But the question, how
he
much
raises
is
your floor
that?
from Datro Fofana.
Because KDH,
he raises the floor from Datro Fofana. He definitely raises that. Come on. He's been scoring 30. He has 30 plus GNA for 3 seasons now. We can't say he's that much of a bum, no matter what you think of his scoring ability or striking ability. He scored in the league, where 1 second, if he scores, it's a bum league. But when your French, not you specifically, when people's favorite French league player scores or does well, oh, that league's great. Look at my player balling that league. And he has winning experience. He has winning experience because he won with Lille.
And going on to you, Ahmed, like, just to build off of what CP is saying, not even on David per se, but like, you mentioned earlier of bringing first team improvements. I'm of the mindset that I don't necessarily think we need first team improvements, because I feel like the players that we have in our first team are going to improve tremendously next season and are going to be those first team guys. Like this is a bad example, but like, if we were, maybe it's a bad example, but if we were at Chelsea 10 years ago, and Lampard was still in the team, right? It's like looking for Lampard in his prime, right? It's like looking for someone better than a Lampard or a Drogba, which is like, dude, we have good players here. They're fine. Like, I think they'll prove to be fine. I think Jackson will prove to be fine. I think Jackson will get 20 goals next season. I think Enzo is going to do well. I think Caicedo is going to improve drastically as well. So I don't necessarily even think we need necessary first team improvement outside of those positions that I mentioned: left wing, left back, goalkeeper, all of that. But I mean, go on, continue what CB was saying as well about David raising the floor at least.
Yeah, he raises our floor because we also got this young kid in Guiu. Fofana's 20, but like, he doesn't have much experience. Now we got a guy who is quote unquote near his prime or in his prime, scored another 26 goals all season, and this season he scored 2 pens instead of 9. And now he gives you Conference League experience and Champions League experience and Europa League experience when you go to these competitions. So he definitely raises your floor, that's for sure, because he gives you experience. He's a settled man, and he has won something. He wasn't the key
for the
piece,
price
but
you get him at too.
Yeah, and he has winning experience, because you're not telling me he was. So either he only started 13 games and scored 13 goals, or he played at least half the time and scored 13 goals when they won the league. He still played a decent amount of games when he won with Lille. So he has winning experience in a league that's predominantly run by PSG. And he has European experience. And he's at a good age for a good price. He definitely raises the floor.
Since we're on the topic of David anyways, I might as well bring the conversation over to him. Where is it? David in talks. So let's bring up some tweets and we'll continue this discussion. So Chelsea have some concerns. Duran is impatient for immediate game time. David is available for 20 to 25 million pounds. Evan Ferguson and Rodrigo Muniz have also been discussed internally, but no approach to date. Good. Stay away from Evan Ferguson. We continue on. To my knowledge, there have been no Chelsea-Lille conversations about Jonathan David yet. We will have to see how it develops. Chelsea are weighing up multiple options, and David is set to be high among them, according to David Ornstein. This was only 5 days ago. I will continue on. Chelsea and West Ham are showing concrete interest in Jonathan David. He is also a Manchester United shortlist. A move to the Premier League is currently the most likely. He will leave Lille for 20 to 25 million euros this summer, according to Pleddy-Goal. And then we have here, lastly, Jonathan David is expected to be available for around 25.4 million, according to Ben Jacobs. So I have one more, sorry. Chelsea have held talks over potential signing of Canada international Jonathan David, according to Simon Johnson as well. I'm not opposed to. He's not my first choice, right? And we'll talk on Isak, but like, I'd rather an Isak, but for the price that he's touted for, fuck no. Considering how injury prone Isak is. It's like they want apparently, Chris, they want the same amount that we basically spent for Caicedo. Not for a player who's that injury prone. I know he's a fantastic striker, but he's way too injury prone to be that price. For me, it's like 50-50. Like, I'll go for Jonathan David. I might not get the same amount of finishing, but I at least know he's not injury prone, and he will at least put up decent numbers, similar if not better than Jackson. He'd
be competition for sure. Career. He definitely will be competition.
For sure, competition. Isak, I love Isak too, but the price is too high, especially for the amount of injuries this guy gets every season.
He does get injured every season, but he still played 30 games in the Premier League this season, by the way. I didn't know. I thought he played like 25 or something. He's played 30 at least.
Depends on how many minutes.
It is a lot of money. If Chelsea, I was going to say, if Chelsea ain't willing to pay the 115 million or whatever for Isak, I think just go for this guy, because I do not want us to pay 45 million for Duran, who, when everybody just talks about what's so good about Duran, his power shot, and barely plays. So I'm not having Duran at Chelsea. I do not.
I mean, listen. The thing is though, like I have my reservations on Duran, simply because I just don't know the player that well. Honestly,
no, he's barely played. With our track.
I know, but with how the scouting has been, it seems to me that they have an eye for talent, and maybe there is something there in Duran. But I like David too. I think David would be a decent signing. I think he does like Curry said. Like he has the experience. He has played in Champions League and the European tournaments. Like he knows what it's about, and he's gotten a consistent goal count now. And so, like, for me, I don't know. I mean, I think this wouldn't be a bad shout. I wouldn't be upset with it. Obviously, there are going to be people that think he's not good enough, which, fair enough. I mean, some people just don't rate the French league, and some people just don't rate him as a striker. He's not, a world beater, but I think for the price you're getting at, like, I think it's kind of a steal for that price, to be honest. Lille could have probably put 80 million euros on his head. And that would have been reasonable in the market that we're in right now, considering goalkeepers like goal scorers like Gyökeres are going for as high as they are on their first good season.
First season,
yeah. This guy's done it for at least two.
And people are saying, like Lacazette and everything have done well. Well, I'm sorry, if you're rating Gyökeres, then Darwin Núñez came from this league. João Felix came from this league. What have they done? So then I don't get it. Like, I'm not saying anyone in this panel, but you guys are being picky and choosy with your strikers and your agendas. Like, just keep it consistent, man.
If he was like 50 or 60, I'd understand. I'd understand being a little bit worried about it. Like, but 25 million, it's nothing.
No, 25 million. There's reports of
it's
it
worth the
being
risk.
25 million euros. No, there's reports of it being 25 million
Yeah,
euros.
that's like 20 million pounds.
So it's like 17 million pounds,
yeah.
dude. And he's
yeah,
on
that's
35K
dirt
a
cheap
week.
for this kind of
He's
a
on
player.
35K a week.
It's
We
worth
could
the risk.
triple
He's
it and we're
24.
fine.
He's 24.
Yeah, we could triple his wage and we're fine. He's on 35K a week. We could triple it and we're fine.
He'd be happy with 100K easily, yeah.
Yeah,
190K. There's no way he'd probably want more.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is though, like, I don't even think the wages are so much of an issue. I think,
Of course not, yeah.
well, yeah, of course it's not, especially when they're that low. But time will tell. I mean, we will talk about Isak very shortly. But yeah, time will tell with Jonathan David, and you know, bringing back to the signings and the
breaking news. There's a little bit of breaking news.
oh, go for it. What's up?
Okay.
Allegedly,
Allegedly,
according to Alex, she's got a text. Apparently, he was saying apparently that we might hijack the Archie radio.
who?
We might hijack the Archie radio.
Oh, I mean, that's gonna be. Yeah, I don't know. This is what I mean. Like, why are we the overstocking on this position? It's
what I swear to
it's too much.
Chelsea feels like, you know, what is it in the US that
We want all the toys, man.
They have these guys in the US like the doomsday preppers, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. They were hoarding so much.
I get what you
know.
meant.
I get it all, man.
We literally
But at the same time,
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, if we're gonna continue to do negotiation and business the way we're doing, where we're only interested if we can include a player, then it does make sense in that sense. Like playing the books and getting the discounts where you can, and like, hey, listen, I bought this player. Actually, look at what's his face, the Atletico Madrid guy,
Which one?
Samu.
Oh, Samu, yeah.
Look at how much Atletico Madrid got him for earlier in the season, his first season, and now look at how much they value him at. Like,
Yeah,
what's to stop Chelsea from doing that? You know,
We're a bigger club sometimes.
big up
Clubs don't
President
wanna-
Jafar. Yeah, like,
They
what's
try
to
take the
stop?
mick of Chelsea. Look how much you offered for Gallagher.
Yeah.
Like, Atletico Madrid, 16 million.
Yeah, that was.
Look how much.
Chump
Every time we try
change.
some players,
Here,
by the way,
have 15 euros and stick a gum. That's what you
Yeah,
have that
and
for
then
now.
they're paying somewhere 80
Yeah.
million euros. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's ridiculous. But what's to stop us from doing that? Like, we can do business like that. Obviously, we shouldn't overinflate like some of these youth prices.
we're not
but
going to be able to overinflate players because it's
Yeah.
Chelsea. If they're worth that, they're worth that. But if not, then we're not going to be able to do
What's
it.
it
'cause big
called?
clubs
Yeah, you know
overpriced.
what it is. Big up to President Jafar. At the end of the day, man, I know that CP's talk about, you know, he's got the numbers and everything like that. I'm sorry, it's just me personally. I can't go for him, man. I'm so sorry. It just
it's a Canadian, isn't him?
it's not even Canadian. I'm a big Canadian guy, bro.
It's the
I've got
Maple
family in
Leaf.
Canada, bro.
Canadians are
It just, you know what I mean? It's not
Canadian.
even the fact that he's Canadian.
What they do to you, man?
You know what I mean? It's not, bro. It's not because it's Canadian. You guys know who I want. Like, isn't one of the things that I've ever
Canadian.
mentioned? No, I've always said Alphonso Davies, which Marshall's the one
Oh,
that
so
actually
we're going
hates
for the
it.
wrong. We're going for the wrong Canadian. You're saying?
I've said this how many times before? So yes. So I've never hated them.
Yeah, I don't think Alfonso
That's some PR,
Davies is the guy.
that is.
So
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Listen, I get where you're coming from, where the targets and the signings have been underwhelming, but at the same time, it's one of those things that you say you want to see it at the end of the window. I think we're gonna have to see it at the end of the season to see if these players ended up being good and if our scouting actually did their homework and got like us some really genuine, fine, like, you know,
Wow.
gold mines in some of these players.
Some of them are going to take like a couple of years to know. We signed some 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, so that's going to take a few years to know.
Yeah, it's gonna take time, and some of these guys might kick off immediately too. Like, you never know. You never know.
the problem is,
listen,
my friend.
We signed
Yeah.
enough, man.
You know what the issue is?
Hopefully something, though.
You know what the issue is? Yeah. The issue is top four. Obviously, with who we had, we were only 5 points away, right? So I thought maybe adding in one more player, that's a bit more on the Cuckoo level. One more. I was
Chile.
just a one more player. I feel
Yeah.
like, yeah, on that level, and the rest of them you can do what however you wish.
Yeah, but we know the ownership
I've
doesn't
been
want to
watching
pay the high
Kevin
prices and the
Euros.
high wages.
I'm just gonna say he's been cooking in the Euros.
This is the
Kevin
thing.
Euros.
Like
I
the
want him.
ownership doesn't want to pay the high fees.
Some
The
players are worth it.
wages.
They do.
I
Apparently. I don't know
underst-
if you saw the report, Marshall. There was a report that came out from Simon Johnson. They're like, we will pay you the high wages if your data or like the number of your basically your GNA.
Yeah. No,
And
that's
then-
what I was getting at. Because like this is the thing. Like, and I corrected this notion last week, and there was something that came out about it. Oh my god, I forgot to put so much to the show. Like, I gotta jot these down, and I'll add it to the next show. But like, it's going back to if you come to Chelsea and you can do it at Chelsea, you will earn the wages that you think you deserve. Okay? Like, you're not gonna, because so many times have players come to this team and have not performed and are just sitting on some wonderful wages that they do not deserve. Like, if and it was a good example on this too. Like, imagine, yeah, Sterling pretty much. Imagine coming into this team, earning the wages that Sterling is earning, and then being Nani and being like, dude, I'm having a better season than this guy. I'm putting up better numbers and better stats, and I'm more available. How come he gets to earn those wages and I don't? I think it's a good way to kind of balance out the personalities and the bullshit in the locker room. I think I don't mind the incentivized wages. I think
Incentivized wages only for work for 1 to 2 years, bro. After that, if you proved it to back to back, you're gonna want guaranteed money after that, right? So,
but that's how you rewrite the contract at that point. You have different contract partners.
But then
like
you also run the risk, of those people, maybe they were working for that big contract. They get the contract, and then bub. That also might be the case too. So it's always what's the term? It's always plus or minuses. It's always plus or minuses.
I know what you're saying though, but it's better than just giving like Sterling. For example, we gave Lukaku.
But the problem is, can we be honest? Can we be honest about the big wages? Can we be honest about the big wages, right? Right. Let's start with the most recent one, like Sterling. Right. We gave Sterling those wages when we literally anyone could have told you at the time, or at least there was quite a vocal amount of people were like Sterling. He's been kind of falling off, doesn't look as good. People, if you had been watching Sterling, right, and you may not have liked Sterling at the time either, you could see that coming from a mile away. But we chose to give him that money. Next one, Lukaku. Yeah.
I don't know that one.
Oh God, I was like, what the hell? Yeah, so
Lukaku, she got mad.
So again, with Lukaku, right? Yeah, you think about it, right? He wasn't cool. Yeah, we paid him big money, and he decided to turn turncoat. And there was a large amount of there was a good amount. There was like a good vocal minority that were like Lukaku's not good enough, right? But especially when he came in, right? And if we did our scouting on Lukaku and everything like that, we would have known by now on Lukaku as well. Who's the next big name? Sorry, the signing that we did. Can you remind me?
Were you on about wages or just money wise?
Wages. Koulibaly, yeah. If you had watched Koulibaly in his final season of Napoli,
we got rid of him real quick.
You could have seen the decline happening then. But it was a failure on our part, right? On our part, essentially. Even Kukurea could have made the argument. He's on 175 bags a week, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, he's turning it around, but at the beginning it wasn't good.
But the thing is,
the point I'm making though, even with Kukurea, is that even though now he's looking like the player that we kind of started to get at Brighton, right? You know what I mean? Like, we need to be a bit more honest on that one too. Kepa is a good example. You know what I mean? Kepa, by the way, yeah. If we had done the proper scout on him, and rather than just rush because we had finally decided to let go of Courtois, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, a lot of the stuff that happened in our area was because of a lot of the time.
This is what
scouting.
This is why
what Marshall said makes sense.
No,
that's
the reason why it doesn't make sense. I'm saying is that
what do we do then?
We didn't scout correctly. We refused to scout.
Okay,
correctly
Ahmed, what do we do then? Because we can't give people high wages. We can't give people low wages and then higher wages.
Brother Chris. Let's be honest, yeah. Okay, can we be honest here? Any of these big name players that you want, they are not going to ask for incentivized contracts. Let's actually.
Well, you don't know that
cut the
until you
bullshit.
try.
No, Chris.
They're not exactly. Hang on,
Listen,
Cavachilia's not exactly got
listen,
offers on his like
I am-
ad,
look,
like everybody's
What do you
going for
mean?
him.
Kvaratskhelia has literally got a big contract waiting for
Wh-
PSG.
where- who's going
which he
for him?
accepted. PSG have literally just offered him a major contract literally right now, bro. What are you talking about?
Okay, yes, okay. PSG is
Yes,
the one I heard
right.
mentioned, but
So,
no one else.
you know,
Really, yeah, but it's not many
You know,
offers.
you know what I'm saying, right? You know, so the point I'm trying to make here necessarily is that I'm not even talking about Nico Williams, by the way. I've not spoken about Nico Williams. Have you heard me speak about Nico Williams? I've not included him in that list, right? But Olise, for example, whether people want to admit it or not, for 200k a week makes sense because of the value he is bringing to you, and the stuff they would do. At least in my opinion. Again, I can bring on Olise, but let's say, for example, I want to bring in, hey, Florian Wirtz, for example, right? If Florian Wirtz is not going to be on an incentivized contract when he's being offered 325k a week at Bayern Munich, let's be honest, is that going to happen?
But here's the thing, right?
No, but
think
that's the question. But that's the question I
Go
have.
ahead.
That's the question that you have to ask, right? Because if you're going for this elite of the elite, I'm not going to include Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal, all of these young guys that are on those crazy wages, right? I'm just going to say the elite of the creme de la creme, right? So when these guys are asking for these stuff, right, you know, and you the club are saying, you know what, let's target them, let's bring them in. They are not the vast majority of them are not going to ask to come on what's it called? Yeah, that sort of wage. You will obviously have the exception. For example, the reason why Van Dijk got onto the wage that he got, for example, at Liverpool, was because of A, the manager, and B, he was literally coming from Southampton. So, you know, any wage increase he was getting was going to be, you know what I mean, gravy for him.
I mean, the clubs will
Right.
even like Napoli probably not even paying Cavachilia that much, are they?
But but Chris, you're not getting the point. Kvaratskhelia now is is arguably top 2 left wingers, if not top 3 left wingers
In form
in the
wise,
world right now.
he is top 3 easily.
Literally, there's no So any club that he goes to, any agent is going to be, he's going to be demanding top 3 left winger in the world wages, bro. And they will. You get the point. I mean, I'm saying like the top. If you're trying to take a top player, I'm not saying even a Nico Williams, right? Because I get I get people's point on Nico Williams. By the way, I actually understand that one completely. But like, I'm saying the top players. That's who I'm talking about whenever I say it.
But-
Ulisse is a different case.
Hold
That's a special
hold
case.
on. Real quick,
Vinny's
the
on
thing is, though-
220. Vinny's on 220 at Madrid. Rodrigo's at 220 at Madrid.
Wait,
Our
Vinny's
club's not
that
willing to
much.
pay that, bro. That's the issue, bro. We haven't.
No, I'm
But-
saying if our wage limit's at 180 for these players or 200, 220 is
That's
not
not
that
bad,
much of
then.
a stretch.
But
I think we can stretch that far.
The only one who can overpay is
Look,
PSG. That's the only one I can say.
It's just
bro,
that they have to be
but-
proven enough,
the only
right?
one
That's what the club is saying. And with the Lisa, it's like, okay, you've done it for 1 season, or you know, and all that
2
stuff.
seasons,
but
yeah.
yeah, so it's like it's more so 1. But like, are you like the guy for us? Are you worth paying?
And plus, we have Cole Palmer and all that on the right. It's not like we
Especially on the right
definitely
wing,
need the
yeah,
right
we
wing,
don't.
yeah.
But here's
No,
a
I wasn't
perspective
that
that I don't think gets touted enough. Is that like I get where you're coming from, right, Ahmed? Like I understand. Like in an ideal world, if we were back to Roman era, I would be okay. Cool. Let's go for the well-known player. Let's go for the big talents, like the big world, because that's what you're saying, pretty much. Like you want to go for the Kvaratskhelia of the world, you want to go for the Osimhens of the world, so on and so forth. Like that's just not the transfer strategy now with this ownership.
No. I did not.
But that's kind of what you were alluding to when you're saying like Kvaratskhelia is going to want like players that are already on that high wages.
I gave the example of, I'm just saying, if we ever go for those elite of the elite, basically, that's what they're going to demand. But we're not going for that right now. I'm saying though, if we probably need one, we probably do need one for our team right now. The wage structure for us should allow at least one. I'm not even saying every single player has to be on that. I'm saying the one guy definitely who you think is going to be consistent and is scouted correctly. Keyword is scouted correctly.
That one guy needs to be one of the best in the world, right? Like
That's
if you're
saying,
gonna
bro. I
earn
agree,
that money, it has to be one of the best in the world.
Exactly,
But I
bro.
think there's a few little caveats to that. There's a few like stumbling blocks. One is with all this FFP bullshit happening right now, like the rules get written differently each time. There's more added things now. There's PSR involved, and like there's just so much. Us not being in Europe is killing us right now, and it's making it so difficult to do these kind of signings, even if we were interested in doing those kind of signings, right? So there's that aspect of it. But the other aspect that I feel isn't getting talked about enough is that look at it from the ownership's perspective, right? These guys came in to this club and acquired a team that was left by Roman. What did that team have? Danny Drinkwater. That team also had a Ross Barkley in there. That team had a Batshuayi. That team had a Lukaku. That team had a Kepa. All these players that are still problems to them till this day that they cannot get rid of these players. So if I'm, going into this project new to the sport, new to English Premier League football, I'm probably looking at these signings being like, holy shit, these guys signed these guys on such big wages, on such huge fees, and it's not worked out for them. It's been hindering the books. We are struggling with FFP. We need to get rid of these guys. We can't do this strategy anymore. So to a certain extent, I kind of see where they're going with not doing those kind of big name signings anymore, not having to free up wages so that they can make a $300K a week wage for a player. Because look at Sterling. Sterling is still to this day a little questionable. Like, he has not lived up to his wages. Kalidou Koulibaly was a recent.
It's not questionable, Chris.
No, yeah, it's not questionable. Kalidou Koulibaly was just recently acquired, although not through scouting, but was just recently acquired, and he didn't work out. I mean, even now with actual, hold on real quick, with actual scouting, like even now you could question Mudryk as a signing. That was a big name signing, not big wages, but it's questionable, right? I don't know yet. It's still a very gray area whether or not it was like a Win Stanley scout.
No, that's a Win Stanley. No. That was literally a Baghdad Iqbali signing. There's literally cannot. Yeah. There's no way to put it like that. But the point
my point being is that, like, I think I can understand why they're playing it this way and not going for those big name signings that would want a big structure. They'll incentivize it, but if they're not going to want the incentivized wage structure, then that's on the player's side, and that's not on us. We're willing to pay the $300K a week, but you got to earn it.
You know what it is? Do you know what it is, though, Marshall? I actually think the wage structure thing makes sense for us, particularly with what's coming up. Obviously, the FFP stuff. The chat probably knows that I've been one of the main advocates for a wage structure at this football club. Yeah, for the longest. You know that too, right? I've always said wage structure. The only point I've always said, is that at least allow yourself to have like one or two players on that. I know people here are saying Sterling, but if we're being honest, guys, Sterling, yes, for this season, it's probably going to be in there. I'm just saying one more player. You can add one more player you can have two guys on 300K a week, brother. You know what I mean? The rest of them look how much the rest of the players are on right now. And this is cheap. This is the UEFA Conference League that we're currently in. That's the point I'm trying to make, guys. Hopefully, you guys can understand, chat. The Elise point that I'm making, by the way, is just because I'm an Elise fanboy. Everyone should, hopefully, I really want to Elise too. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm just being an Elise fanboy. That's what it means. But I'm just saying, like, we can surely just add one more player of that ilk. I don't care what happens anywhere else. If you want to, again, Calafiori is going to not even cost you that much in terms of wages anyway. He will fit into our wage structure seamlessly. Even if, we have to begrudgingly go after a guy like, who's a gentleman, right? That Jonathan David, at least he's going to fit into the wage structure. So again, wage-wise, there's no issue with me with all those guys if you have to bring them in. I just think, one more guy, guys. Maybe it's a left winger, maybe it's a goalkeeper that you need to give that wage. I don't mind, bros. That's what I'm saying. One more person.
I agree with your point, but the problem is we have a Lukaku, so that extra.
Lukaku's gonna be gone, bro. Like, let's be real,
we're
bro.
hoping, but it's not. He's not gone yet. I'm sorry. I don't count on this guy. We've tried selling him for 2 seasons now. This is gonna be the third. I don't trust this guy. This guy has ruined deals for us, like Juventus. He was gonna go to, and then he ruined it. He was going to go to Inter.
It does leave a really poor taste in your mouth.
He ruined 2 transfers last year alone, with going back to Inter and Juventus because of how sneaky he was with Inter. Juventus fans.
Wait. So, time out, bro. CP. Dominant. Why can we not send Calafiori when he's on 12K a week? He's literally on 12K a week.
I'm not saying.
No. I'm not to you, CP. Sorry, because he's saying we can't sign him because we've got Sterling on 325K a week, Chilwell on 200K a week, and Kukurea on 17K. Bro,
why can't we find so?
We can't. How can we not sign California? He's on 12K a week, my friend. He's literally got to. If he does triple his wages, he will come to sign to us. What are we talking about, bro?
Yeah.
Wait, who comes
even his signing.
And to be honest, Josh, I forgot about Josh. Josh is correct. Didn't Lukaku cut his wage when he went to Roma?
Yes,
bro?
he did. Yeah. He did.
Yeah. So like that's what I'm saying to you. Bringing in one more player on 200K a week that's gonna actually be a starter and improve the team.
And
in a
hopefully
key
Lukaku
position,
goes of those wages.
But that's
Yeah,
the thing.
hopefully.
We have to get rid of him first. Then I think
You
we can
think
do
you
something.
think
Well,
you just need
I
to get
want us
rid
to
of
get
him
rid
first?
of
Yeah,
Chilwell,
okay.
Yes,
but
yes.
we're not getting rid of
That's the
Chilwell.
thing, right?
I
The thing
want
of Chilwell,
we're
by the way,
trying.
boys. The thing of Chilwell, and I think the reason why the club is a bit more relaxed on Chilwell, by the way, more so than anything else. I know this is Ahmed. I'm speaking about Chilwell. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm just saying. With Chilwell, he's got only 2 years left in his deal. So the club, if they find another club that's interested in him with 2 years remaining that he might want to move to, they may move him on. But at the end of next season, that guy's gone for sure because he's only got 1 year left, and the club is already actively targeting a left back, right? And that's allegedly Fiore. He's gone.
if we do get another left wing, it does
Yeah.
make me wonder about Sterling too, because like
Exactly, Josh.
Mudryk.
Exactly, Josh. I agree. The thing is, Josh, I agree with you, but I think the reason why they'll probably keep him is only because it's a new manager, and it's the English thing of like he's our vice captain. We really can't lose the vice captain, etc., etc.
Someone else to be vice captain. Don't worry. Someone else to be vice captain.
Chris. And plus,
He's not
the
a
thing
captain.
is, the other issue is, guys, in chat about Chilwell is that if Chilwell was going, he's literally had no England games to go to. He's been free agent. He's been on holiday. If there was any true links for him, if there was any true links for him, we would have heard it by now. I think.
Yeah, no one wants him.
Yeah, I honestly believe if Chilwell was going, we would have heard. By the way, anything for
we can just
Chilwell,
play Man United
honestly.
stupid enough to actually try and look for Chilwell near the end of the season when they're panicking. But
Peter Pan, we can do that, by the way. Peter Pan, we can do that. And Dominant is correct. No one wants to buy Chilwell. Yeah. But the thing is, Dominant, if we say sell Kukurea, 3/4 of this chat is gonna go crazy, not including myself. So,
we should try to sell we should we should try, but
the agendas. I can't let agendas run on this channel, man. This is an agenda-free stream, man. Agenda-free stream.
We
Skynet. He signed a new deal under Potter, and that was an extra 2 years, and he had 1 year remaining on his deal at that time. So he had 3 years left. 2 seasons have gone. This one season has passed now, so therefore he's got 2 seasons left on his deal, including this year.
What were we gonna say?
Sorry, bro.
No, you're fine, man. You're fine. Chris, what were you gonna say?
I don't think there's any hope for Chilwell unless Man United or something comes stupid at the end, or maybe Arsenal. I don't know, but I think if we get another left winger, obviously go for Cavachila, or even I would love to get Nico Williams on Cavachila. I think those are great wingers. We should try sell Sterling for like 35 million or 30 million. Even to Saudi, something. Just get rid of those wages. It'd be a big thing. Then we can actually give like Cavachila or even Nico Williams 200k a week, and it'd be fine. I feel like that'd be fine.
Yeah,
that'd be a step forward.
The thing is, though, like going back to the original topic, right, which is the wages and having room for like a big boy wages and all that, the structure. I think I'm willing to let's see what happens once we have Champions League money. That's what I think is like a big like we have to wait because this is all one big process, right? I would like to see how the Blue Co behave themselves once they actually have Champions League money to spend. And then from there, maybe things will change. Maybe they will actually start dropping money on big players and big wages. Maybe they will have that slot open up for those players. Maybe it'll be an improved incentivized structure that maybe their base salary is more closer to what they want and they can earn what they ideally want through the incentives and so on and so forth. So I think time will tell, but I think Champions League is playing a big part in that. I'm not going to lie.
What if we got just to Skynet? I'm sorry, we are not getting a left winger. We're literally it's been reported, and Matt Law he's re-upped on the sources. It seems this is the last 2 years. He's gone back to tier 0. Yeah, he's literally told us that we are literally targeting a right-footed winger, which means they have to be a left winger essentially. That's literally the position that requires you to be pretty much right-footed. Yeah, you can have a left-footed like you know what I mean, right, so a right winger with a right foot, but that's very rare. So,
speaking of Matt Law, by the way, we have some news here from the Telegraph, and we're going to move on to our next topic. But before we do, ladies and gents, I think it was almost 100 of you on YouTube. If you haven't done so already, smash up the like buttons. Also, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are new here. Check out the links in the description. If you haven't already noticed, there is a link in the top of the description and a link pinned at the chat. My band, Back Pocket Alimony, just released a brand new song called Departure on Friday. Give it a listen on all streaming platforms available for you in that link, and let me know your thoughts. I mean, I'm in my
Let's get it to the Spotify top 40 of
yeah, that'd be great.
What I mean? New indie funk songs. You know what I mean? 2024.
Nah.
Come on, man.
That'd be great, but I mean, listen. Any opinion? If you just listen to it, follow, show some support and some love. I feel like I don't give my other projects enough love, so this is one of those like, hey, we just released a new song. Why not? Let's put it out there.
Let's not mention Minecraft, though. You know what I mean? We're grown ups here.
Yeah, we won't talk about Minecraft. Anyways, so the next story I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I'm actually curious about your opinions on this too, because I feel like a lot of Chelsea Twitter is losing their minds over this in particular, and some of the Twitter and some of the YouTube heads as well. Michael Golding to Leicester, apparently. So if you guys remember, we mentioned in the Dewsbury Hall news that Chelsea wanted to send a player to Leicester, probably for PSR reasons and all that fun stuff. But I have the tweets right here. Let's actually get into it. Oh shit, my mouse is acting. Give me 1 second. Here we go. All right, breaking. A young player is heading to Leicester as part of the deal for Dewsbury Hall. KDH. We continue on. Leicester want to sign Michael Golding from Chelsea following Chelsea's deal to sign Dewsbury Hall. We offered them, I believe we tried to offer them Cassidy, we tried Fofana, so on and so forth. They weren't interested. They wanted this player. We continue on. Leicester City are close to agreeing a deal to sign Chelsea's Michael Golding. A potential deal would not include a sell-on clause or match rights for Chelsea on any future transfer for him, according to Simon Johnson. Chelsea talent Michael Golding set to join Leicester City in separate deal after Dewsbury Hall moves to CFC for £30 million. Talks underway between clubs. I think he did play under Poch for a little bit. Can't say much on the player, but I'm sure you guys have differing opinions on him. But yeah, it's oh, thank you, Oliver. I appreciate it. But it is it's part of the deal, which is why I think this is a new negotiation strategy, or part of the new negotiating strategy, which is to include some of our youth players that we have. I won't be surprised if Dujon Whispers becomes one of those players, the fodder players, to to do the what are the things that you guys do on an Ultimate Team? The squad build, FMBs, or whatever the fuck you call them. It's just fodder. It's just fodder at this point. But what do you guys think of the turmoil going on over the whole Michael Golding going the opposite direction? Is it merited? Does anyone even care?
Do you want me to pretend to care? I can pretend to care.
I don't know.
I
I'm genuinely asking. It seems like a lot of people do care.
Not Michael Golding. I remember his performances from that one youth match. Yeah. I don't care. He's $5 million. Thank you. For being part of our academy, we did what we do best. We give people opportunities to have a professional career, and you're gonna have a great professional career in Leicester, man. All the best to you. I hope you don't score against us if you ever face us in the future, but do your thing.
Yeah. Bro, that's crazy. I thought more people would actually know about this guy, because based on the reaction on Twitter, I was like, dude, people are losing their mind over this guy.
Ahmed will know better than I will, to be honest.
I know that he's a midfielder.
He played a few minutes under Poch. That's it.
He's
in the FA Cup, maybe, I don't remember.
Wow, he's a really highly rated, by the way. He's really highly rated, apparently in the academy. And that's why a lot of people are kind of like pissed that we've lost him. But I think the problem. But I think the issue is that because we've got so many midfielders right now, right, in the squad and in its position, right, that essentially we don't have anyone to fit him. And then if the rumors that Archie Gray might even happen at Chelsea, bro, tomorrow we hijack that one too. I'm sorry, Mr. Golden. You know what I mean? Maybe Leicester City might be the best place for you right now, honestly. You know what I mean? That's not even me being disrespectful.
Oh,
It's just a different. It's just a different blue kit, just a different logo. That's it.
Hey, both clubs won Premier League.
That's literally all
Both
that it
clubs
comes
won
down to,
Premier
my
League as well,
friend.
man.
You know what I mean?
Do I don't know. I don't know. People seem to be really upset that this guy went the other direction.
Have we seen him play?
I don't know this guy. Yeah, he played. He played for Poch. I just don't remember what game.
He did.
it was.
I did.
What game was
Now after
that?
seeing his face, I do.
Do you guys remember? It was the same game we saw Aquachong play.
Huh?
I don't know how to say that guy's play.
When did he play?
Like end of
Wait,
the
the
season,
right
like,
back. Wait, is he the right back?
yeah, Achapong's the right back. Golding's a midfielder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it was like
I
the
don't know.
second to last game.
He
or,
did
like, the
zero
third last.
impact for me. I didn't notice him, so sell him.
Yeah.
You know, but I think at the end of the day, a lot of the time with a lot of these young gentlemen, it's a bit more harder to know about them, understand how they play. You know the usual stuff, man. When it comes down to it. So,
I mean,
anyway, as I always
we're
say,
trying to
bro.
mark a lot of young players. So some of these young players have to move out.
Yeah,
at this point.
listen,
Sad
listen.
thing.
You still can't name the game. Oh, I know what the game was. It was, if I'm not mistaken, it's the FA Cup 5th round game, right? It's not. It's the game before Leicester that we played. I think it was.
What game was that?
Was it the game that we
was
were
the game before
dominating
Leeds.
Hillsborough?
Why are people upset?
No. It's a Carabao. It's a Carabao.
No, that was
it's FA
Carabao.
Cup.
That was Carabao.
It's FA Cup 4th round, I think, or 5th round. It's one of those two. I'm pretty sure it's one of those ones. That you
Was
can-
it Leicester?
It's
Okay.
not Leicester. It wasn't.
We
it was
don't
a
even
night-
know
And
what.
it wasn't Villa?
No. It was a. It wasn't. It was a. I'm checking right
Villa
now.
was after. Villa was after.
I guess
that.
this guy. I don't know.
I'm checking now, boys. Give me a moment.
Why are people upset? He's not even played and probably been unnoticeable.
I think it was Fulham.
I think he almost scored, Chris. That's the
It
thing
was
too.
Fulham.
He almost
yes.
scored.
I
It was,
think.
it was
I
Fulham.
don't-
It was Fulham. Yes.
What
it was
did he-
Fulham.
Oh, Fulham.
Fulham.
What
I
minute did
still
he
don't
come on?
remember.
85 minutes.
Yes, Fulham.
I don't know.
I still don't
Wait, what's
remember.
his name?
I think it was Fulham.
Golding and Hakim play that game.
No,
as well.
no. Yeah, Golden. Golden what?
Hey, listen, Adam CFC. First things first, mashallah. Secondly, listen, man.
Mhm.
I actually do have photographic memory, well, somewhat. Like I actually, because when I used to have to like memorize the Quran,
Ooh, I
I
found
used to
it.
actually had to memorize it properly. So I used to actually find ways of memorizing stuff quite well. That's why, bro. If you ask me about players from the past, the future, the scouting, elite nation, man, elite talent nation. You know what I mean? Come
Oh,
on,
my
man. You know what I mean?
goodness.
Come on.
Let's see. Time will tell. Time will tell.
You know what's
Time will
crazy,
tell.
man? All of these haters,
Sometimes
man.
good,
All of these
sometimes
haters,
shit.
Marshall was such a hater, I'm deep.
Was it the FA
Sometimes.
Cup, Ahmed?
Yeah, it was. It was.
2
We went
minutes.
over there.
Just 2 minutes.
What game was it? It was Fulham, right?
Hang on. I just.
Yeah, I just don't remember.
Where is it? Not
what he
not-
did.
Wait, no. That's not. FA Cup was Preston. He played for 1 minute apparently.
Oh, Preston.
He played for 1
I
minute.
still don't remember,
Hey,
but
man.
yeah, that makes more sense
man.
now.
Don't you
4-0.
remember
I-
that?
That was a
I knew
very
it.
unmemorable
He
game.
did.
Yeah.
He did bash your wise numbers.
So
Yeah.
see,
Game on, man.
I was in and around the same ballpark at the end of the day. So I was
Yeah,
quite
it's
impressed.
around that time.
So we
It was
saw
around that
1
time.
minute, and that was enough for this fan base to see.
Yeah.
For five,
No, I
for
feel
5
like-
million. For 5 million.
That's still
Yeah, that's
memory.
the worst part.
How many goals did Drogba score? 104, big man. In the
There you
EPL.
go. Speaking of striker, actually, let's actually move on to the next striker that we're gonna discuss because no one gives a shit about Golding. All right, go on. So we'll tell you when.
Why
So
you
here we
hating
go.
on the MG like that, bro?
Sorry.
Why you hating
Listen,
on the MG like that, bro?
apparently, no, I thought you guys were gonna give a shit. Apparently, no one gives a shit. So we're gonna
No,
move on.
like, can you just not say,
I give a shit how much he
not,
costs. Like,
can you
how
just
much
not
he
say
sounds
that we wish you all the best, big man? Love and guidance.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
like, oh, we'll
I
talk about
remember
the here we
being
go.
like,
Yeah,
I'm-
well,
I'm
wish
gonna
wish you the
bro, like,
best.
always
Wish you the
hating on
best, but
random.
I thought that was
You know
gonna
what
be a big topic. At least, well,
Why
we
did
talked
he-
more
Oh,
about
come on.
what
He played-
we spent more on this topic trying to figure out what game he played for Chelsea this
Well-
season than actually talking about the player. So
what can we know?
I think we
right?
could-
He played 1 minute this season.
I thought, Chris, I thought you being the fountain of knowledge that you are when it comes to Chelsea Academy players and youth players in the world, I thought you would know.
I
All
don't
right,
watch
bro.
kids, man.
Yeah, man,
Let's
that's what I'm saying,
continue.
he's
I
still,
don't
man.
watch the academy.
He's Marshall's hitting on the young G's, bro. He's hitting on the young G's, bro. Allow
Bro.
the young G's, bro. What's wrong with you, man?
I'm gonna continue. Let's talk about Broja links heating up. Okay, listen, it's been Fabrizio. What's happening, man? Fabrizio is moving crazy sometimes, man. I can't. Let me read what Fabrizio said here. This was 2 days ago. Keep an eye on Armando Broja in the last 24 to 48 hours. There has been an interest from several clubs, including Everton and others. There could be movement. It's been 2 days. Nothing has happened. I don't. He's out of Euros now, so I'm sure he's back to Cobham or getting ready to go back to Cobham. He's probably on break right now because he's done with Albania. So surely something's going to happen soon with this guy. Oh yeah, Chris, you look like you want to say something.
He couldn't start for Albania. He's so bad.
He did start for Albania.
Not every game. Not every game.
Not every game, but he did start for Albania.
In the later games, he did not start. This man said, "Yeah, this guy. Did he even score a goal? He didn't even score a goal."
Bloody hell, Chris,
Albania
man.
didn't score.
Say how you really feel, bro. Say how you really feel, bro.
See, you call me a hater, but then you got Chris here.
Nah, bro, he's awful, man.
You know what it is, man?
It's just me being
Broja
right.
definitely has been cooked. Let's no. You know, listen.
I told you from the get-go he ain't good enough.
I honestly think, yeah, you know what it is, Broja, and I'm gonna be. This is Ahmed Abdi being a bit more honest here about the Broja situation. I feel sorry for him on a lot of levels because
I feel sorry for the ACL, yeah.
Because he's, I feel like an ACL injury takes almost 2 years for a player to recover from 1 year from the actual injury itself, and then another year for like him to regain his movement, his play style, and his ability at the end of the day, right? And I think for me, honestly, it's a bit saddening, like the way people just love cooking these men when they're not realizing, bro. When they're not realizing, so maybe he's just going through it, bro. It's not easy for him, bro.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it from that
maybe
perspective.
it's because I'm not a dickhead, isn't it? Maybe it's just because I'm not a dickhead that I'm not.
Maybe. Listen,
Guys.
if this was another club that wasn't Chelsea and we had like an established striker, I would give him time. I mean, listen, it takes time for the recovery process for an ACL. But that is just, listen, honestly, don't listen to me because I would have given a lot of other players that you guys consider dead players time as well. So,
Yeah, he should take
I mean, does it even matter if we sell him anyway? Because like he's worth what, 4 million?
no, he's worth.
Is he
30? He's worth 30.
How was he?
25?
Wait, I thought
No.
like even Fulham wouldn't even pay. Well, struggle to pay 4 million for him or something. Or am I just tripping?
No, Fulham decided to pay 4 million rather than play him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So we got you got 4 buckaroos out of him. But honestly,
I don't know
what I
what
was meant to mean by that, but you know what? We just
Well,
gotta keep
$4.
that pushing.
Yeah.
$4
That's right,
buckaroos.
yeah. Come on, man. It's American. Like that's how they save their money.
Yeah, these weird Americans, man. Yeah, man.
Oh, look at this. Hey,
Yeah,
Americans too, man.
weird
Not just
Americans.
Yeah,
Canadians.
man. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but
man.
like,
Hey,
I think we might end up keeping him then because no one's paying 30 million.
No. There are teams interested, Chris. I think, unlike you, Chris, these teams see the real general minerals in him. You
Like,
know?
like,
Minerals
look
up.
at
He's got
Fulham.
him.
We saw it at Fulham. They did not like him. They didn't like him.
Because Muniz happened to be on a scintillating run of form when he joined.
This is bad. If he can't,
and just be honest, boys. Yeah, I'm very worried about Muniz because I don't know if you know, by the way, the club was tracking him at one point in time. By the way, the club was genuinely tracking Muniz at one point in time. Imagine if that happened. By the way, they're still tracking Muniz.
Listen,
bro.
I don't know, but I don't know, but I can see that being a thing considering we've been doing some pretty good business with Fulham lately. Hey, give us 4 million and hold our player on your bench for half a season. Now we'll buy. We'll
Yeah, ANSELMINO allegedly. Again, allegedly. This is from obviously Alex Goldberg.
Yeah.
He's got his sources. He was telling him that Chelsea might be are probably gonna hijack the deal. So hey,
Well,
Chelsea
hijack
Nation,
everything.
man. You know what I mean? Hijack Nation. The final
Can
box.
PSG just
You know what I
maybe
mean?
go for Cavalier then we try hijack that or something because it just
Brother,
seems to turn us on when
they
we
put in
hijack.
120 million bid. The club is never is this club gonna ever always called go for a guy like him.
Well, speaking of hijacking, by the way, let's talk about some hijackings that are not going to happen. That I wish would happen. And that's going to be talking about strikers
Redneck.
that.
Big up to my guy Alex, bro. Hope you do well, bro. Hope you do well. Good joke as usual. It's always nice to see you here, my brother. Always nice to see you here, my brother. You know what I mean? He's always hating. You know what I mean? Always hating, but we love you. We love
What's
you.
good, Redneck? What's good? Let's
By
talk
the
about
way,
some strikers
before you
that
go
we're not
quickly,
going to get.
I don't know because I know he's a UFC fan. Did you see the way Prohaska got cooked, bro? Oh my god,
Bruh. Dude,
you see that?
Pereira cannot be
Like,
stopped.
do you know
That guy's
how-
a machine right
that
now.
was, they literally were just looking at each other, pause here for like a good, like, you know, was it through the whole thing? Then Prohaska ended the round, one little the side knocks out, then he comes back here and knock out again, literally. No, that knockout was actually crazy, but he couldn't even stand
Dude,
up.
he rattled him in the round before, and I thought he would have recovered in the second round. And as soon as it opened up, he went for the kick and not the punch. You thought I was going to punch? I got kicking power too, and he fucking knocked him the fuck out. I was shocked. I was like, God damn, Prochaska. But it is what it is. We'll see who the next contender is now. But, yo, yeah, Pereira's on a tear right
so
now.
It might be, I think it might be John Jones, isn't it? If he goes up weight, right?
Heavyweight? Because he's light heavyweight right now.
Yeah, so he's going up probably, that's the rumor.
That's crazy. We'll see. Okay, let's continue with striker options that we're not going to get, right? So this is where things get a little sad. All right. So we're going to start off with Chelsea have been put off making a move for Dominic Solanke, at least for the time being, because of his £65 million release clause in his contract. I'm sure this is one of the, well, I don't think this is a choice that you wanted, Ahmed, but I'm sure this would have been one of those players where you would have made the argument for having that salary.
I can make the argument for Solanke a lot better than I can make the argument for Jonathan David.
I get that. Let's continue on. So this one, we already knew. Come on. We already knew it wasn't going to happen, but people were, you know, copium. Breaking. Chelsea have joined the race for VfB Stuttgart striker Serhou Guirassy, who is believed to be of a fee of 15 to 17 million pounds. Chelsea are admirer of Guirassy. Arsenal and Chelsea are two of the clubs in the race to sign Guirassy. And then here we go. Chelsea are out of the race to sign Serhou Guirassy. We continue on. There is substance to the links to Guirassy, while Evans Ferguson cannot be ruled out if Chelsea do not sign John Duran. I really hope we do not go for this guy. And so far, the links have not been hot, so we continue on.
I'll be honest, he's already said the money. The money's not.
Wow, Guirassy was only
not going to happen because of the wages.
15 million, that's crazy.
Yeah, and Guirassy, because he had it in his release course, because he wasn't good beforehand.
15 million, by the way.
By the way, Guirassy was not good beforehand, by the way. He's literally, he had his breakout season. Yeah, he had his breakout season at the age of 28, by the way. So I don't know why people are surprised by this.
Was he 28? I didn't know that part. I thought he was like 26 or 25.
I know Black, listen, Black don't crack, you know what I mean? We got Black Nation, you know what I mean? Black Nation. Black Nation.
I just never really heard of him before, so 28 is a mad time.
You know where it's Chris is just a hater. Chris is just a hater, man.
What the fuck am I hating for? I just think he looked younger. That's not hating.
I mean,
so
I don't want to say what you are, Chris, right now.
We have another one here before you go on. We have another one here. Maximilian Baer is also on Chelsea's list of strikers. Beer? List of striker targets.
Bayer,
okay. Chelsea has a concrete interest in Hoffenheim striker Maximilian Bayer. They have gathered information on him recently. 25.3 million release clause. The player is happy to go in the right conditions. Whew. But Chelsea are not front runners at the moment, according to Pletico. And then lastly, this was the one that made me sad. Julian Alvarez. I'm not aware Chelsea are prepared to spend this money, kind of crazy money, according to Fabrizio Romano. This would have been like my first choice, like, you know, reasonable striker. He's young, all that stuff, but it didn't work out. Guys, what are your thoughts?
Why does he have Staffy on his as his Daffy? What the flip happened there?
I have no idea.
Because it's Staffy. Because it's Staffy.
I mean, he was like you said, Marshall. He was one of my first choice because like his link up's good. He can score goals. I felt like he needed a chance, obviously, to start, and he wouldn't go get out of City. So I would have paid around 90 to 100 million for around 90-ish million anyway, maybe 80, 90. I think he's a good player, but like, yeah, it is crazy money, and maybe Chelsea a little bit wary spend that much money on a backup, you know, to Haaland still, but. You know, there's other options, man. Like, if we can't afford this one, maybe we go for Isak.
You know what it is, guys? Yeah, I agree with everyone in chat right now. This is like super old news, man. You know what I mean? We need to get... I feel like people have not realized Casually FC is a weekly show, so you know, consider
And
it
we
like a
had
weekly
a postponed
podcast.
on Wednesday.
Listen, we had to propose on our Wednesday show. This is a weekly podcast, so as of right now, so you know what I'm saying to you guys, we're giving you the whole week's news, Monday to Sunday news. It's not like, you know, something like if it's on my channel or like something like Matisse's channel where we're giving you the daily bread and butter.
Yeah, Marshall can't do it on the day. Sometimes he's just too busy. It is
Marshall's a
what it
busy
is.
fellow.
But are you sad about losing out on Alvarez then? Probably not, are you?
Honestly, mate, I have to wait and see until we get this, the releases. You know what I mean?
This is. I also have his face as my Abby because this is the face I made when the Olise deal collapsed.
I wasn't even bothered, man. I'll be real.
Oh, fuck you, Chris. Yeah, you were.
I really wasn't. I told
Yes, you
Army
were.
that. No, I
Don't lie,
wasn't.
Chris.
He's a right winger.
You're a liar.
And after that talk,
You
you
is
said
of Chris.
Cole Palmer should be rotation for him. I was kind of hoping we didn't buy him, and I prayed for it, and it worked.
Yeah, I triggered you when I said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm upset with Julian Alvarez not happening, but I can't. You know what? I can't be really bothered about the other striker targets that, like, Garassi. I don't know. People were speaking highly on him, but I don't know.
Hey, Isak, man.
Doesn't
come
fit
on.
the mold. Solanke, I wouldn't mind Solanke for that price. I wouldn't mind Solanke.
How much is Solanke's price? 60?
60 million pounds.
I mean, it
I think
isn't
he's not worth 60 million pounds there. The issue with Solanke is I wouldn't mind bringing him in, but the price I would be asking for Solanke is probably 40 million, bro. I'll be real.
I think 50.
He's worth
I think
that.
50 would be fine. I think 50 would be fair.
No,
That's not a bad show.
it wouldn't be
I-
fine.
You wouldn't go for a stretch of 50 million?
No, Chris. 40 to 45 only. He's not
Wow.
he's only done it for one season, my brother. One season, my brother.
Yes. Not
Fair
last
enough.
season.
Oh no, the last season before he was less than 10 goals. He scored less than what Jackson scored, by the way, the season before, by the way. That's why they were even targeting Jackson so that they could get a better striker than Solanke. But then Solanke decided to, you know,
Yeah, it just could be one season. That's the one concern. But yeah, I'd take it. Isak could be probably one of my main choices too. It's dependent on
Wow, JC saying Solanke is just an interim Armando Broja.
the price. God, when has that guy been informed?
That's what they're saying, bro.
Funny enough, actually, Chris, I'm glad you brought it up. We're going to move on to the next topic because you just brought him up. But before we do, guys, as usual, thank you so much for being here tonight. We're getting close to the end of the show. If you haven't done so already, smash up the like buttons. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Check out Ahmed's channel as well, the Bridge 258 down below. He's going to be doing a stream after this stream, so be sure to check that out. We're going to raid into that stream. And also, guys, be sure to also check out the band that I'm in, Back Pocket Alimony. We just released a brand new song called Departure, available on all streaming platforms. You can see the link to the link tree at the top of the chat and in the description. Check it out, show some love, and let me know your thoughts. So we got a few more topics before we call it, but Chris brought up a very good point and talking about Isak. So let's address what is going on with Alexander Isak. So rumors came very recently about Alexander Isak and us potentially being interested. I didn't really give it much hope. However, considering the circumstances that Newcastle were in, it wouldn't be impossible either, right? So let's actually discuss this and look at some of the details that came out on this. So first, we had Craig Hope here breaking. Conversations have taken place between Chelsea and Newcastle over Alexander Isak. The Blues have indicated a want to sign the Sweden international. Chelsea have made an inquiry for striker Alexander. They know the deal would take a club record fee beyond 115 million pounds they paid for Moises Caicedo. So to answer your question originally, Chris, then we go here. Newcastle remain confident of agreeing a new contract with Alexander Isak, despite having received approach from Chelsea over their star striker. We continue on. Newcastle will do everything in their power to keep Alexander Isak on Tyneside and have let Chelsea and Arsenal know that it would take an astronomical offer to alter that stance. Chelsea have made an initial inquiry for the Sweden striker. We continue on. Fabrizio Romano here saying Chelsea are currently not working on Alexander Isak deal, as package also considered too high. Similar to Elise and Nico Williams, no talk so far due to expensive package. Newcastle consider Isak as key player, planning to keep him unless crazy proposal arrives. And we have here more reports. What Matt Law originally reporting, Chelsea are not in the market to buy Alexander Isak this summer. The money involved would be insane, which means it's a non-starter. More reports on Isak tonight. I'm told the only way the position below changes is if Newcastle's PSR situation means his valuation drops significantly before June 30th, or Newcastle ask about Chelsea players as part of the prospective deal. Once again, going back to that strategy, including players in the deals to get a better price for these players, or at least evening out the book a little bit more. We continue on. Conversations have taken place between Chelsea and Newcastle over Alexander Isak, but Newcastle would only consider selling the striker as a last resort, with Chelsea believing they have to pay some £100 million to have a chance of securing him. And then I have three more. Okay, we continue on. Fabrizio, once again, Newcastle have no intention to sell Alexander Isak. The only way is a club record fee more than £120 million. Chelsea are not in a position to make that proposal. Only way is for Chelsea to include players. That's not happening at the moment. It's unlikely. And then one more time, Fabrizio, for the people in the back. Nothing happening between Chelsea and Newcastle for Alexander Isak. Everything is impossible. And then lastly here we have Nicholas Jackson, is really important player for Chelsea who they trust and believe his value is going to be crazy in the future. They also believe he will do very well under Enzo Maresca next season. Key player. And this is in response, because I forgot to add the tweet or find the tweet, in response to the rumors going that potentially we would send Jackson over to Newcastle in order to secure Isak, which I think Isak is the better striker. However, because of how injury prone he is, I almost would rather keep Jackson for his reliability and for his potential than an Isak who I know will bag me 20 plus goals in a season. However, I just, when he is not available, who is the backup striker? Is it going to be Broja? Is it going to be Fofana, Washington, Guiu, who we'll talk about next? But it's again one of those things that
Mark.
Can I say about that injury thing, Marshall? What injury is he done this season? Do you know?
I don't remember. I know he's been in his groin, right?
He's barely been injured this season, and it's just a groin injury this season.
What do you mean barely?
He's played 30 games in the Premier League this season. Is that not a lot? I know you got to look, Marshall, but it's no point. I'm going to save you the effort. But like,
yeah, he has played 30 games.
The season before that, he had
but like,
he had quite a big fight issue.
Wait. Well, here's the thing, though. You say he's played 30 Premier League games. That's fine, but how many minutes? Because like he can come in for 10 minutes after an injury, and he played a Premier League game. You know, like that's the thing. Like there's context to it. So I rather look at how long he was injured for rather than how much he's played.
He still played a lot, Marshall. He played like 2000.
No, he's a main starter. I understand that.
He played quite a lot, I would still say. And the thing is, yes, 115 million, even 100 million, that's too much for Isak. And yes, he could be injured like every season.
So
but, like,
Chris,
I do like Chelsea's approach. They're waiting to see if they get cheaper, and I like that.
So this
yes.
for example, in 2022-2023, he had a thigh injury. He was out for 19 games. Okay.
Yeah.
So from September to January, he was out for a very long time. Last season, he was out for 13 games in total. So he had a reoccurring groin injury last season. He was out for 8, and then he came back, was back for a month, and then once again out for 4 more games. So he's injury prone. He hasn't had a season where he doesn't have an injury. Obviously that's most players. Obviously they have injuries, right? But like,
I don't think those
it's a good amount of injuries, man.
Serious injuries, like knee problems or stuff like that. I don't think it's like a big one. A groin is not like
a groin could be a serious one,
or a hamstring, for example.
But groin can be serious because that's exactly what's keeping Vlahovic from staying fit. He has a consistent groin injury.
Oh yeah,
it's Pubaglia, whatever the fuck it's called.
But his one is not Pubaglia, bro. It's literally like he's having a groin. His thing was the groin strain. No, not Vlahovic. Isak's.
So
So
Yeah, but
at the end of the day, he's
yeah.
not.
I
Again,
would
he's
say 100 million.
I think for issue of Isak is not necessarily the player. It's more so the fact that Isak
Yeah, it's not
himself,
happening now.
Isak himself is a much more complete version of Jackson. He's a much more complete version of Jackson. So that's what you hope Jackson will become for you.
That. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
But for 80 million, though, I would entertain 80, 70 million for Isak. Quite comfortable.
They don't want that though, Chris. They want over 120 million.
Yeah. Well, we're waiting, and we're
He's their
saying,
star
hey,
player.
you guys
He's one of
gonna
their star
sell
players.
eventually. When's
Well,
the
it's not going to
deadline?
happen anymore.
Why?
Because they needed to get it
The
done
reason
by the
why
30th.
we were trying to do the reason why we were trying to do it was
Well,
because of
it's
the fact of
just
guess what,
frustrating,
by the way,
for fuck's sake.
we're literally trying to do it because of guess what, they before you could take advantage of the PSR. It's the same thing with Liverpool, who are trying to get that deal done too for thingy.
Oops. But yeah, like it's not happening anymore, especially for the price that they wanted. Which I get it. Listen, Isak is a very good striker. Isak it should be in that conversation of being worth over 100 mil. But at the same time, with how injury prone he is, I'm not convinced. I think he's a very great player, but for that price, maybe 100 I would entertain. But over 150 million pounds is way too much, in my opinion. I think at that point, just call it a day and go for someone else who's maybe more reliable. That's my 2 cents on it. I know Chris doesn't agree, but hey.
No, I wouldn't even go all out for this guy. I think he's a good player, and he's like a very talented player. He can play on the left, he can play in the central. He can score a lot of goals. We've seen he's very consistent in that. Yeah, his injury's a little bit like wary. Like he gets injured like every season. I've seen him at Newcastle, but yeah, I wouldn't mind just going for another
Chris,
striker.
if I may
go
say
for
so
an
myself,
actual
buddy.
Yeah.
Chris, if I may say so myself, I feel like you're a bit of a hater sometimes, bro.
Why am I? Why is this hating?
It felt with you, it just always feels like you know what I mean? It always feels like it's hate. I don't know why, bro.
That's a positivity, me talking about having Isak. That's not hating.
I don't know, bro, man.
I don't know either,
Okay,
Chris.
fuck Isak then. Alright, fuck that bastard.
Yeah, there we go.
He's
There we
shit.
Yeah, the
That's a
truth comes
positivity
out.
for all you there.
go. But yeah, I mean, unless we have any other thoughts on Isak,
Nah, he's shit.
like it's I wasn't sure if any of you guys thought he would be worth that price. That's why I kind of like made it a main topic.
I don't think he's not. I think he's worth 100 million, but I'm not sure if he's worth more than 100. If he like 120, 130, then nah, he's not worth that. That I agree with for sure, buddy. I agree with for sure. So don't you worry about that, Chief.
Chris, what about you?
What about me, sorry? I missed that. I actually missed that.
Do you think he's worth 115
Oh,
or
no,
120
no,
million pounds they're asking
I
for?
did stress this. Like, he's not worth 150. He's not even worth 100. He's worth 80 to 70 million player because the injuries is a risk. So you got to like put that in as well. He's a great player. If he wasn't injury prone, then probably 100 million maybe. But 80, 70 million tops.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So
I'm
that's the
gonna
thing.
head out
Yeah, do your thing,
on
man.
my stream.
Plug yourself.
Tune in
if you
now.
want.
Oh yeah, obviously find me on the Bridge 258, almost 1.5k. Make sure to obviously subscribe, and we're gonna be just doing a show which is gonna be on today's news, of course. So make sure to tune in.
Right, sounds good.
Leader,
We'll probably send everyone there once we're done here. And we're almost done with the show. We'll get close to wrapping up. I'm just looking at what I have here. Okay, got it. Okay, so the next topic I wanted to bring up with you guys is also the here we go that we just had the MARC Guiu
5 million.
Guiu.
Hey, we don't
Gooey,
need Isak. We got
gooey.
Gooey.
Yeah.
My God, your soundtrack
Yes.
sounds good. Your soundtrack is actually, I'm gonna tell you, your soundtrack's bad with this new mic. I know what it is.
What?
Your soundtrack on this mic.
Oh, I had. It's because I had to
It-
adjust a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, we'll be back to normal mic next week.
It sounds
For
like
now,
your soundtrack's dying.
yeah, it is. That's because it is, Chris. It's a very unfortunate situation. So I rather we not dwell on it too much.
Kinda.
But yeah. Let's go ahead and bring up the next topic. the Guiu. Here we go. Even as Chelsea, and this is like kind of the build up to it, guys. So bear with me. So yeah, we have here. Even if Chelsea signed MARC Guiu, they're still looking for a new striker to go with Nicholas Jackson. We continue on. Oh shit, I passed it too much. Oh no, I didn't. Okay, we're good. We have here Chelsea have sent a contract proposal for MARC Guiu. It's not for Strasbourg, so it is going to be for Chelsea's first team. Chelsea is convinced that MARC Guiu will become a great striker on the big stage, and the £5 million release clause is seen as an opportunity. Negotiations are very advanced. Once signed internally, they will decide best path for his growth. Secondly, we have here the final answer on MARC Guiu is imminent. Chelsea are confident to close deal very soon, according to Fabrizio Romano. Then we have here MARC Guiu will go to Chelsea. He's not in the plan to go to Strasbourg. The plan is to be part of Enzo Maresca's team and see how they develop together. Then we have here more from Fabrizio. Chelsea believe MARC Guiu is an incredible cheap opportunity. It's a bargain, according to Chelsea. They want to trust him for the first team. And then Chelsea have reached an agreement in principle with MARC Guiu to sign the 18-year-old striker from Barcelona on a contract until June 2030. £5 million release clause, according to Dave Ornstein. Pardon me. And then here we go. MARC Guiu to Chelsea. Here we go. The club has just informed Barca on plan to trigger €6 million release clause for 2006 born striker. Verbal agreement in place with Guiu's agents, now proceeding with formal steps later this week. Guiu expected to sign long-term deal at CFC. Barcelona tried hard to extend MARC Guiu's contract, offering him an improved salary and even higher release clause. They have made more than 2 proposals to him in recent months to change his mind, but Guiu was convinced to join Chelsea. And then lastly here, he has completed his medical. He's a new Chelsea player in London. The release clause worth €6 million has been paid. Barca, pardon me, guys. Barca has been informed with formal document. Guiu signs as new Chelsea player on deal valid till June 2030. Here we go, now confirmed. So that's a 6-year long deal, ladies and gents. Okay. Guiu is more of an Hui. All right. Hui.
I mean, Huey would make sense. Not
Yeah.
Guiu. It can't be called Guiu. I don't think a commentator's going to say, here's Guiu. Like, nah, it's just, nah.
Huh?
What do you think about this player? You probably don't have an opinion, but I'm
But
going
like,
to ask you anyways.
I know, like, the thing is, I do like the price. Like, the price is great. It's not, it could be a great potential flip for Chelsea, 30 million maybe, if he's, like, decent. Or he can be a really good striker. Who knows, man? How old is he? Like, 18? Like, he's got to be super young if Chelsea's going from, like some unknown talent. And 5 million, yeah, 5 million is a steal for that price because let's face it, we're not losing any money out of this deal. So, you know, it's one of them moves where he could do something, he could not. It might take him a few years and he could be a really good player. It could be like we could look down on it and say, look at a bargain of a player we got. But, you know, time will tell at that point. There's not really much to say about him now.
The thing for me that convinces me is just how much Barca was actually trying to keep him.
Yeah.
Like they truly believe that this player is a very good player. So for me, it does convince me that okay, you know what, this actually might be a good option to have for the future. And you know, time will tell if he's actually lives up to his reputation and he actually ends up being a good player or not. But yeah, I mean, it's a good striker for the future. It just makes me curious as to what the hell's going to happen with David Washington, what the hell's going to happen with Fofana. Like the David Washington situation is so confusing to me. That's the one that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he's not going to be alone, is it? Guiu. He's not going to be alone, is it?
Guiu.
I
don't know.
About maybe.
I don't know. It's yeah, I don't know.
I wouldn't mind seeing
him
play because he does like you said, Barcelona really wanted to keep him because letting him go for 5 million, like that's
he did play some first team minutes for Barca.
Yeah, like that's still got hurt, like in a way, like this guy could be like a future good player, and we lost him out for 5 million because we put him on a release clause of 5 million. What's the point in that? His agent, I guess, wanted it. I would never accept that deal. That's terrible.
Yeah. I don't know. It like sometimes you just have to insert those clauses just to get a way out of a club that's not working out for you. Yeah. Like look at Romelu. Like if we had a clause for Romelu, he would have been probably out of the Chelsea contract negotiation right now, or maybe not, because no one really wants him. That's besides the point. Speaking of player with potential as well, we have another one that actually is a here we go as well, but in a different direction. It's a here we go out of the club, and that's going to be for OMARI Hutchinson. Here we go for him as well. No.
Winger.
Yeah, the winger.
Okay.
The smaller one that we saw play under Potter for a little bit, and then we haven't seen him since. Bear with me, guys. I'm talking a lot. I'm not breathing, so there's a lot of yawning happening. Fun fact. So,
Plus, it's been like 3 hours.
yeah, it's been nearly 3 hours. I am actually tired too, as well. Anyways, so OMARI Hutchinson will either be part of Chelsea first team squad next season or sold. They do not see the point in loaning him out again, but Enzo Maresca will take a look at him this summer, and he could be part of the squad. This is from The Athletic earlier in the month, so this was something that was being reported way back. I'm only bringing it up to just show consistency and to show that this was going on for a while now. So we continue on. June 18th, Simon Johnson reporting here that Ipswich are interested in signing OMARI Hutchinson and have inquired about a fee. He is also attracting interest from other PL clubs and teams across Europe. Ipswich are expected to make an offer to Chelsea for OMARI Hutchinson. He is biding his time and has not made a definitive decision over what he wants to do beyond the summer. Sources have said a permanent move to Chelsea is an option. That's coming from Bobby Vincent. Stuttgart and Ajax remain interested in Hutchinson, although it seems to have cooled somewhat in recent weeks. Then, June 24th, fast forwarding to 6 days ago, Chelsea are expected to ask for around £30 million for OMARI Hutchinson. Then, Ipswich opened negotiations with Chelsea to sign OMARI Hutchinson on permanent deal, according to Fabrizio. German clubs are also keen, but Ipswich Town are now pushing after McKenna's decision to stay as key factor. Ipswich hope to get it done as talks are ongoing. There is no buyback clause in current talks between Ipswich and Chelsea over OMARI Hutchinson. The two clubs are discussing a permanent move with sell-on clause. We continue on. Ipswich are looking to finalize the signing of OMARI Hutchinson for £22 million, according to Sammy Mockbell. Then, lastly, we have here for Fabrizio, Ipswich are close to an agreement with Chelsea to sign OMARI Hutchinson. Fee around £22 to £23 million, and Chelsea are negotiating a big sell-on clause and also add-ons. No buyback, according to Fabrizio. So, Mockbell was actually right on the fee. And then last here, we have OMARI Hutchinson to Ipswich Town on permanent deal from Chelsea. Here we go. Agreement in place for fee around £22 million, add-ons included as expected. Chelsea will not have buyback clause, but there will be sell-on clause. Exclusive story now confirmed. Listen, I think this one was always going to happen. We got him on a free. I think there's an additional clause with Arsenal. Yeah, we got him on a free from Arsenal. Pretty much a pure profit, £22 million. Kind of wish we got 30 out of it, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers.
It's going to be like around 25 or so then.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. I mean, Chris, do you have any feelings towards this player? Were you actually...
I don't have much feelings, but, like, I heard he's been pretty good this season. He's the one that Ipswich just rang about because Will talked about it, so... Yeah, I heard like he's been pretty good for him, so I'm not surprised they want to pay like 22 million and like 20. We got too many right wingers. He's a right winger, isn't he? So it makes sense. It really makes sense just to sell him and not like make him hang around Chelsea and just go on loan. Just sell him, and we can get money, and then we can buy other players like in other positions like left wing, hopefully. Because God, we have too many right wingers, no left wingers already. That's the problem.
Are you going to watch him next season? Because he's going to be in Ipswich, and Ipswich just got promoted.
I will watch a few games, that's for sure. I'm curious how well he plays, because he's quite young, right? Like 21?
I asked that because I think he's probably 20, I think. Someone in chat could probably tell me. But I'm worried how he's going to translate over to the Premier League. I just, when I saw him when we had Potter,
yes,
because of his size, he was just getting bullied. Like, all over the pitch. He was just getting bullied. He's skinny, but he's also small compared to other...
Well, I don't mind short wingers, because Eden Hazard's short, but, you know, he wasn't super skinny.
I think he was shorter than Eden Hazard.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's only 5'8".
Eden Hazard was 5'8". 5'7",
Otherwise.
5'8".
Hold on. Hold on.
Eden was no taller than
Omari.
that, no shorter than 5'8", 5'7".
I'm looking up OMARI now. OMARI Hutchinson is 20 years old, like I said.
Yeah. Okay, I thought 21, but
And he is
if
5'9".
he's five-
Never mind. I was wrong.
He's taller. He just
Yeah.
looks small because he's super scrawny and everything like that. He's got nothing to do him. So, but like I said, we have too many. We have Madueke, we have these Brazilian kids who are right wingers. We have obviously Cole Palmer. We can't have every right winger staying at the club. It just doesn't make any sense. So if we can sell a player for like a good profit like deal, do it. Like he could become a good player in the future, but hopefully we have a good right winger anyway. We have Cole Palmer where his ceiling's a lot higher anyway. So I don't think we're gonna miss him out on that. And we got these Brazilian kids who are right wingers. So I'm not bothered with it. Like you said, I got no attachments to it. What's the point? Like we haven't really seen him, but he's had a good season in the championship, as I heard. So good luck to him, man. I'm gonna say just good luck to you because I hope you do well.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he does well too. I didn't think he was ever going to come through the team. With Cole Palmer now, Madueke being, pretty solid signing for us so far, I would say. Like, he's not, bad. He's not amazing world class though. Like, he's not Cole Palmer levels, but I could see him potentially being that. With all the rumors about Elise and all that too, it just didn't seem like there was his path to Chelsea was blocked.
Yeah, we weren't looking at him.
Yeah, his path to Chelsea was blocked, I would say. So I don't think it was going to happen ever. So I wish him the best. Big up to him and his big move. Didn't even get attached to Chelsea at all. Like, never really played one game, and that's it. So wish him the best. Hopefully he does well in Ipswich, except against us. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he develops. Next story, and we're closing in on the show, ladies and gents. Smash up the likes if you haven't done so already, please. Also, Copa America is on. Venezuela and Jamaica currently playing as well, as I am partially distracted. Let's talk about Carney to AC Milan. Carney to AC Milan.
Oh yeah.
Huh? So this is what I mean. You can't trust anyone anymore. The news and the sources have been so weird lately. Let's go ahead and get into it then. Di Marzio. What's going on with Di Marzio, man? Carney Chukwuemeka could arrive on loan at AC Milan with the right to buy. Contacts continue, according to Di Marzio. Completely debunked very shortly, but we'll see. Let's read this first. AC Milan are negotiating with Chelsea for Carney Chukwuemeka. Milan aims to close deal with the option to buy. And then we have here Fabrizio shutting it down. Dropping the Fabrizio hammer. Chelsea, current position on Carney Chukwuemeka. No intention to let him leave on loan. Chelsea remain very happy with Carney, and the only way to potential exit is on a permanent transfer in case of a good proposal. So it's not a never. Like, he's not off limits, but hey, if you offer a good amount of money, he could go. And then Di Marzio adjusting his story now. Chelsea do not want to give Carney Chukwuemeka on loan with the option to buy. Now AC Milan is trying to add obligation linked to appearances. So
this could be bullshit. They're gonna drop him under these appearances. They just want numbers to help him out for the season. They just want to use it and abuse it.
I can
We've
see
seen it
that.
too many times. We've seen it too many times where it's they do this many games, they can stay at the club, but he won't. It'd be 25 games or something. He won't end up playing it.
yeah, I mean that's what I mean. Like these Italian clubs need to stop being so cheap with us, man. It really annoys
they
me.
ask 100 million for us, right? And then when we go back to them, they say, "Oh, we'll give you 15 million, 12 million for this player." And we know you paid more for him, but we'll give you 12 million for him. It's I hate it. I hate these Italian clubs. I hate them just as much as the German clubs.
Jesus.
They're all stingy,
When you
man.
say it that way, man.
They look at all the Premier League, say, "Yeah, we'll rip them off, and we'll charge him X amount for this fucking player." Oh, it's horrible, man. It's horrible to be Chelsea, man. We're in a fucking mud as it is, and they take the piss out of us.
Well, I wouldn't say we're in the mud per se, but
I
we're
mean,
not in the ideal.
We're struggling, man.
You're struggling.
We're Conference League club now. Well, this season anyway. Hopefully, better next season. But I can only hope. It's just bad.
The thing is with Carney, like if a good offer does come in, though, I think I would bite. But as of right now, I do have confidence this player is going to be a really good player, and so I want to give him the time of day. And now that Mauricio Pochettino isn't in the club, maybe the injuries get better. Maybe they stay the same because our medical department isn't great either. But Carney's one of those players that I'm happy we got. That was under the Boley administration, the Boley time, when he was doing the transfer deals. Maybe he ends up being good, really good. I mean, not just good. We know he's good. Maybe he ends up being really, really good, and we can keep him. 35 million, you can have Carney. I would even say 40, 45 for Carney.
I mean, 35 is good though. Like we did pay
35 is a good. I would consider 35, but I would probably bite on 45 if I was Chelsea.
AC's not going to pay that though. They just won't. Like we may as well try to go for a Premier League club, or like even the Championship will pay probably like 20 million. So if you look at Ipswich, they paid 22 million for Hutchinson, who's not even like we didn't pay anything for him. He's not played in the Premier League, and he's already 22 million. So or 25 million. So I'm gonna say fuck AC Milan, fuck Inter and all that. Like we don't need to sell to you. We're sell to a Premier League club at that point. There'll be another club there.
I mean, Atletico Madrid, you can throw into that bus too.
They were tight asses. It's horrible.
Hey, yo! Just saying.
No, not literally like tight ass, but yeah, I know you're gonna play again.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. That's gonna be interesting to see. Like ever since the whole Dewsbury Hall thing happened, there's been Carney links coming up, but we will see what happens with Carney. I don't think he's gonna get sold, but if someone comes here with a good offer, you never know, man. You never know. And like I said, 40 or 45 million, that could potentially be something that Chelsea bite on. All right,
it has to be a Premier League club, Marshall.
It would have to be a Premier League club, probably.
Most likely.
Yeah, most likely.
Unless PSG.
I don't know about PSG. I don't think they would want to go for Carney.
Or Saudi.
They'd probably be a Premier League club.
I doubt Saudi too.
Nah, I doubt Saudi would want that either. Okay. Well, let's Bowling administration. Let's finish this up, wrap it with a bow, and see if we can get it done under 3 hours. Kendry Paez, how dare you touch Kendry Paez with a foul? All right, sorry.
Oh.
I'm watching the game. So we're what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Okay. Final story, and it's our final. I think this is a here we go technically now. So let's talk about the deal we just made with Boca Juniors for Anselmino, center back Anselmino. Pretty sure it's a here we go, but let's talk about it. Chelsea want to take Aaron Anselmino now, but Boca wants to negotiate with him to stay on loan until June 2025. Chelsea and the player have an agreement in principle. Negotiations ongoing between the two clubs. Understand, Chelsea already got green light from Aaron Anselmino on the contract and project, no issues on personal terms. Chelsea are in conversations with Boca Juniors over fee, as current clause is excess of $25 million with taxes. Then we have here, Chelsea are on a mission in South America for Aaron Anselmino. They're working on this deal and believe he's a huge talent. Negotiations ongoing. Chelsea hasn't triggered the release clause as they want to strike a deal with good payment terms. Chelsea are close to completing the signing of Aaron Anselmino from Boca Juniors, with talks now at an advanced stage. He is expected to sign a 6-year deal to keep him at the club until 2030 and will initially join Strasbourg on loan. And then exclusive, Aaron Anselmino is a new Chelsea player. The price is £14.2 million, and he will stay at Boca Juniors on loan for a year. His contract is until June 3rd, 2030. He will travel to London soon for medical, then return to Argentina. And then lastly here, from Fabrizio, Chelsea expect Aaron Anselmino to travel to medical tests as soon as decision is made on loan for the 2005-born defender. It will be next week or the following one. He's staying at Boca Juniors for at least for 6 months. It's the final detail. Then deal will be signed. Woo! Here we go. Aaron Anselmino, all done. I've heard good things about this guy. It's a here we go, but we got to loan him back. Yeah. So he is a here we go. But yeah, he is going to be a future prospect for the center back position, or potentially a flip because he was only 14.2 million pounds. But I heard nothing but good things about this player. I will be taking a closer look at how he plays whenever I watch Boca, because Copa Libertadores is technically still ongoing. Just waiting for Copa America to finish up. But yeah, it's I'm excited. I'm excited for this player. I think he's going to be a good player. But Chris, I mean, do you have any thoughts, opinions on this one? 14.2 million pounds.
He's a
6-year deal. Center back.
Yeah, like
20 years old, 19 years old.
He's a young player, and I don't see him getting much into this team, like minutes wise. Like it's gonna like be hard because like you got Carl, you got Badish.
Argentinian.
He's Argentinian, yeah, but like Argentinians not really known for the centre backs too much, are they? Let's be honest.
What do you mean, Cuti Romero?
Okay, you gonna say Martinez too?
Yeah, Martinez.
There you go.
Tagliafico. Not a center back, but he plays defense.
Yeah. I think he's gonna be like, a loan when he comes to Chelsea. I can't see him getting star minutes, nothing like that. It's gonna be a few years till he maybe gets minutes at Chelsea if he's lucky.
Yeah.
If he's good enough, if he's good enough. But I have no opinion on this guy, really, to be honest. I've not watched him. Have you really watched him? Nah. Hopefully, maybe
Yes,
it's
they
just.
have.
I think we're a little bit dodgy, man. We're just using these to flip deals, man, and feature like 20, 30 million.
Listen, if the loophole is there, I'm not gonna be mad if Chelsea use it. It's there.
Don't hate the player.
That's not on us. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. Yeah, exactly. Hate the game and punch the player in the throat.
Yeah, you could do.
You could do that too, but no. I think this is a promising prospect. And listen, time will tell, right? If these all work out. Like we're watching Estevao play in Copa America right now. Willian hasn't been called up to Brazil, but we'll be keeping an eye on him during qualifiers, I'm sure. And if you're watching Palmeiras, and goddamn, that was a foul. And like it's there's a good eye for recruitment here. I'm not worried with the recruitment and the talent ID. I'm worried about the prices we're paying. That was the rant I went on last week. I'm worried about the negotiating aspect of all these things. Like the negotiating's just been going to shit. According to rumor with Elise, apparently Shields did all the good work, and then once we got to Win Stanley and Lawrence Stewart, that's where things fell apart. Like we need to do better with the negotiating. We need to have a negotiating team or a signed negotiator and not have it be our directors, because that's why I don't want to pay overs on players. I don't want to overpay on some players. Is it worth it? Is it not? Let's have that figured out. But, I mean, I don't know if there's much else to say, Chris. I'm ready to call it a show if you are. Right on 3 hours.
Yeah. Dead on 3. I was thinking dead on 3 hours. It's perfect. This is.
Yeah,
I've never experienced under obviously Roman just going for so many unknown players, man. I do like that, by the way. I do like us going for some unknown players, and that
Paez almost scored, by the way.
Who was that Brazilian guy? Anhad was popping up a lot. Like Pani.
Estevao Willian.
Yeah, Estevao Williams. I have no idea who he is, but like Neymar rates him, all these people rate him, so. I do like that, and obviously the Ecuadorian kid who looks very good. I seen highlights.
Estevao, not Estevao. Kendry Paez, who we're watching right now.
Yeah. I do like how Chelsea do approach these transfers. It's just the manager. Like I'm not a big fan of this new manager either, but he could prove it wrong.
The manager time will tell. Time will tell with the manager. That's one that I understand where you're coming from.
It's not a manager issue. We're
see.
doing fine with the players. It's the manager we're not getting right.
Well, I mean, hopefully Maresca is the right one. Hopefully we finally get it. Hopefully he's our savior. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a chance. No, that's a chance. He's bold.
What does that have to do with anything?
I mean, there's a chance. If you're bold, you got a chance of being a good manager.
I guess I've never heard that one.
Somehow. Well, look at
Pep.
That's
it.
No, Zidane, 3 times in a row Champions League.
Nah, Zidane's stuck.
No. We're not.
My hot take. Zidane, the team carried Zidane. Zidane didn't do shit.
I would take a 1 Champions League with Maresca. like 3 in a row? Nah, there's something in the ball people being managers or something. There is others I'm thinking of. On just top of my head, I'm lost of it.
Maresco would do it 4 times in a row just for you, Chris.
Right, only you can
There you
hope,
go.
man. Get in the Champions
Just so you
League
can
we
be
start.
happy. Wow, Mexico sucks. All right. Ladies and gents. Exactly. Chris with the in-depth analysis. Ladies and gents, that's a show today. We're done. I'm tired. I have to use this mic. Hopefully the audio wasn't too bad today. I'll be back with my regular mic next week. I promise. I just left it in my studio. I gotta go get
It'd be
that.
funny if you
Speaking
forget
of what?
It'd be funny you forget it again.
If I forget it again, yeah,
Your
that'd be
mic.
horrible. Yeah, I would. That would be horrible. By the way, speaking of microphones and studio, my band Back Pocket Alimony just recorded a brand new song and dropped it on Friday. It's called Departure. You can check out the link in the description as well as the top pin to the live chat. Be sure to click it. Pick whatever streaming platform you choose, and you can listen to it on there. Give it a like, show us a follow, add it to your playlist, whatever you prefer. And honestly, if you want, you can even let me know your thoughts. I probably won't, read it on chat or on stream or anything, but I will definitely read it. Also, be sure, guys, to like the video if you haven't done so already, the live stream, the live podcast, whatever you want to call this. I know some of you guys are probably listening to this in the future and working or driving, and this is how you get through the day. And I'm happy I can do that. Nice little compact Chelsea news week wrapped up. We did leave out a lot of news stories that I'm going to be discussing in the next Casually Chelsea show, potentially Wednesday as well, depending on how the days fall. I think this Wednesday is going to be a call-in show. So, by the way, if you do want to be a part of the call-in show, because you guys ask me all the time, hey, can I be part of the show? Hey, can I join in on the show? Can I be part of the panel? Well, this Wednesday is your chance to do it. It's a call-in show. We'll be discussing whatever we feel like discussing. And if you miss out, then you won't be part of the channel or the part of the channel panel. I'm considering doing it twice a month now. So you guys let me know if you want me to do it twice a month. But yeah, call-in show this Wednesday, the first Wednesday of the month, as usual. That's always how we do it. Come in, have your say, discuss with the panel, argue with the panel, tell Chris his chicken nuggets are not real, whatever you want to do. So that's up to you guys. That's happening on Wednesday. Also, subscribe if you're new. Check out the links in the description. We're going to be rating Ahmed. Copy and paste the raid message that I posted before. I'll post it one more time just for you guys who missed it. And as always, guys, also leave a comment in the future. Let me know your thoughts on everything. And check out the memberships, because our memberships are how we grow on this channel and how we continue to keep the lights on. Now, I do have to update this list. However, I'm going to just read off what I have here. And that's going to be a shout out to B-Man, JC, Ishi, EE, Hassan Nawaz, Uncle Gestures, Will, OG Turbo Jesus, Dark, Adrian, Pelu, The Danzo, Gabriel A, Adib, AK Sitid, Joel, DHL, Adam CFC, A Solomon, Scott, and I think that's all. So yeah, big up to you guys for the support. Big up to you guys for the membership, and big up to all our other members as well, the proper casuals as well that are not in that tier, but they're still casuals and help us out. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna call it there. I'm ready to hit the hay and work on stuff. But Chris, good show.
Bad show.
All right, fuck you. All right, guys, love y'all. Have a wonderful night. As always, stay casual. See you over on the Bridge 258. Let them know where you're coming from. Peace out. Adios.
Go Scout.